Hello, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every single Friday where we get together, we ask a juicy, sometimes sticky question of the universe. If you're in the chat, you'll get that. If not, you'll think I'm weird. It's fine. So today we are asking a lovely, juicy question, and that is, what did they mean by that? Like when they said that or when they did that thing, what did that mean? Why did they do that? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, really quick, just for those of you that are here in the live chat. So, people have been telling jokes or like the same joke. I don't know. We were being stupid. And, I kept making these caramel jokes. And I just want you guys to know that my iPad keeps like capitalizing caramel as if it's a proper noun. And I love it. I'm not changing it, but I wanted you to know that I don't normally capitalize caramel, although maybe I should, and maybe you should, and maybe we all owe caramel a little bit more respect than we've been giving it. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But okay, let's go ahead and get right into this. We have 3 piles as per usual, and we do have an anchor card today. And I'll throw that up there. The anchor card is the Flam. Ooh, the colors look really cool on the screen. So the Flame is the anchor card. This is just the undercurrent energy that is a part of every single one of the piles. And I feel like we read together. So whatever energies you're getting off this, I just wanted you to have a moment to be able to look at it. But this isn't a choice. It's not one of the piles, but you can soak up the energies of this, see if it's speaking to you in any way. And I'm going to throw up the rest of the choices. Sorry, I was hiccuping apparently like while I was speaking. Okay, so what?
Don't throw up.
Yeah, that actually stood out to me too, because for those of you that are on Patreon, remember like the last live stream that we did over there and like the throw up thing. So this might connect with that last one. I'm not really sure. So pile number 1, it goes the Crone, the Mystic, and the Poet. So I'll throw these up here so you can make your choice if you haven't already. And even if you have, now is a good time where we like to just close our eyes and have a moment of silence. Take a nice big full breath. Close your eyes. Turn the gaze inwards. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and be drawn into whatever pile or multiple piles you're drawn into. Maybe it means a lot of different things. So I'll leave this up here for another second. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. Oh my gosh. The chat. Okay. So I think we're ready. All right. So pile number 1. What did they mean when they said that? Or when they did that? Okay. So actually, okay, I feel like silence is actually like a part of this one. There may have been like a silence that you're asking about, or somebody said something and then kind of there was like a pause or like a kind of a moment. Or somebody here may have said something. There's definitely a blend of like what somebody said versus what somebody didn't say. Somebody here is actually like very wise. They're very elevated in their thinking. I just heard more wise than most, or like they're further along than most. So for instance, like this doesn't have to be a wisdom thing, like in a matchy sort of a sense. It could be like, I don't know, say that you're in like a university classroom. So it could be like you, and then this could be like your teacher. So there's a skillfulness here with this person where they know what to say and kind of what not to say. And they know to kind of allow somebody to fill in the blanks for themselves or something, but there is also something that someone is witnessing here, like with the flame. It could be they're witnessing some type of isolation, or they're under, like I said, for some of you, you're asking about someone who is like a teacher or something. They're skilled at what they do, and they can observe that, like, well, you just need some time to marinate on it. It's not like you'll learn so much more if I just kind of confirm something that you said and then like step away from it, and then you'll be able to marinate on it, and then you won't just know this answer, whatever it was that you were asking or seeking. You'll know something else. You'll know something much more, but it's for you to kind of go inwards, and they can see that you're right there on the cusp or right there on the precipice, or that it would be much more valuable for them to kind of step back and not say something here. But there is somebody here, and it's got this chronal frequency, and shout out to the Crone energies, because that has really been coming through a lot in the readings, and that might just be something worth looking into. But somebody here, whether it's a male or a female, they have chronal energy on their feminine side. So we have like the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So the crone is it is a feminine energy. So for some of you, there might be a bit of like confusion around this person's feminine side, because this person's feminine side, at least now, or like at that certain moment, it's this chronal energy, and the crone belongs to herself, because the social energies and the schmegel energies, it comes from a place of wisdom where there's like lived experience. That's what I'm saying, is like, maybe wise isn't the right word. It's like they're very wise, or they have a lot of lived experience, or context. This person has like, there's a lot of context. And I'm seeing somebody kind of like massage the context here that this person has. And so they have this like elevated perspective, but there is something about like the feminine energies, the sexual energies, and the social energies about this person. It's more chronal frequency, or at least it is in this certain context. And so even if this person pulled away or was silent or didn't speak on something, it's because they kind of know that, and they kind of know that maybe that's not the right energies for some of you. Like they could see maybe here somebody is like isolated and like maybe protecting themselves. And for some, it's like they know that there's something only God can like answer. That's for some. But even there's a blend of what I say and what I don't say. And it's like very intentional with this person. Like I said, they're elevated and they're super wise. And there's something coming through like in the animal energies, right? Because we're human beings. So we have this like, our bodies are animals, right? We've got hormones and we've got instincts. There's something about this person's instincts that are not selfish. They're not selfishly motivated. They are more like, there's something here about the group. There is something here with this crow energy coming through, that this person's instincts has to do with the group. It has to do with protection. There could be some kind of like a heads up kind of quality here. To this person and what they said or what they didn't say. And for some, they needed to just float something across to you, where it's like, there's, like I said, there's some wisdom here with this person. So it's like, well, if I just tell you directly, you're probably going to freak out. Maybe you're going to blame me. Maybe you're going to yell at me. I do want to give you a heads up on this, but I just want to kind of float this across. You're going to have to go the rest of the way yourself though, because, yeah, I don't know. There's something here like that. But there is an elevation to this person's like animal instincts. And they have instincts, right? But it just doesn't come from this like low selfish place. And so if this person said something snippy, or if they lashed out at you in some kind of way, it's very much like and it doesn't have to, and you might have been like, you took it really hard or really personal, or this person could have like corrected you personally, but it's because the group, there's something here where they're like, if that gets out of hand, it fucks the group up, And so that needs to be like nipped in the bud, and they have this like wisdom to it. But if this person just says certain things with words, it cheapens it. And I feel like certain people can just be like, certain like low vibrational people who are more self-absorbed, and they just take things very personally. Those ego defense mechanisms are going to kick back in, and they'll turn it around, and they'll say, well, you're just saying that because, and then they'll really, really cheapen it. And this person knows that certain people have that kind of perspective, and that they are going to have to kind of come to the conclusion themselves. So they're limited in certain contexts of what they will say or what they can say, because it's just not wise to do so. But there is a strong feminine energy that's coming through, a chronal energy. There's also something magical about this person that's kind of coming through. One of these people, because there's some type of, you could also be this person. Let me just tap into that. You could also be this person where it's like, you kind of know, like, okay, I'm going to say this, but I'm not going to say that kind of a thing. And like to get the message across. And if you're this person and you're wondering like about this person, I feel like they didn't say anything or something, because I'm noticing like the static in the background. They're hiding themselves. They don't want to be like, they're protecting themselves in some kind of way is what I'm getting. And they need to go within. There's kind of like a hermit energy, but also with the flame, there's like a dharmic energy. Like they need to go inward to connect with that. And so there could be a situation here where you've got this crone energy that is, it's giving leadership. It's giving school teacher, like it's giving like headmaster at a school or something. And they're like, psst, 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 psst. Because this energy needs to be quiet for a while. It needs to not raise its hand with the answers. This is the energy that right now in its learning experience would do better to allow other kids to raise their hand and answer the question. They need to sit quietly in order to, because maybe this is an energy that focuses too much on like social and how they come across, and it is actually interfering with their learning, even though it looks like they're participating in class, kind of a thing. Like you're participating in class, but you raising your hand, you're thinking too much about like how you're saying it, or what are the other kids gonna laugh when you make your little joke or something, and actually learning's not happening there. So I would rather you sit quiet or something here. There's some type of like dance that is going on. But the reason I say there's kind of a magical quality here is because this chronal energy is like almost giving me like Baba Yaga, where she is like chronal energy. She's and she's known for that. And like the stories about her, they talk about her granting wishes, and she's kind of the most powerful energy because there's a masculine kind of not version of her, but there's like a masculine, I can't remember like what part of the world this comes from. I'm so sorry. I think it's like former Soviet Union area, but there's some kind of man, and he holds women, he captive, and everybody is afraid of him. But this chronal energy is able to gift people the magic to get around him, but she only does it to whomever is worthy. And that's regardless of whatever your goal is. There's a real boon energy in this, like with the Baba Yaga, but you have to prove yourself worthy of it. And it's notoriously difficult. And in some of the stories, there's like 3 different Baba Yagas, and it's the youngest, the middle, and the oldest. And the youngest is kind of the easiest one. And then if you impress that one, then she'll kind of tell you, okay, well, this next leg of your journey is going to be more difficult. And then it's another one. But in whatever it is, it's like very strong magic, whatever that is. And it's kind of tied up in like a justice energy here too. So yeah, there's a protection. This is kind of like what is most valuable is like very protective. And I don't know if this person, it feels like they're protecting a group. Like this person is protecting themselves, but it feels like they're protecting the efficacy of like their teaching, or like whatever it is that they're saying. They're protecting the efficacy of that because they could say more. And I think maybe that's why you're wondering about that. This person could say more, and they could, but the bottom denominator is too low for them to be able to say more. And they are very aware of it. And so they have to say things in a certain way, and they're very tactful. And I think you noticed that. And maybe first, there is somebody here who is feeling kind of bitten by this person, and it was correct that they were bitten. And truthfully, they should have been bitten a long time ago, and it should have been by somebody else. This should have been by their mom and their father, and they should have been kind of consistent about that. There's a behavior we don't exhibit because it's antisocial. Like whatever it is, it's antisocial, and you need to focus and be self-aware about how it's antisocial, about how people are responding to you. That should have been something infused in this person, and it wasn't. And so I think this is where Jupiter in astrology, it's a masculine energy, but Jupiter is a protector. It's also the teacher, and it's a masculine planet. And the masculine side of things, they're held accountable for protecting their offspring or their students, whatever that is. And part of that is you teach your child good manners because the gaze is solar. When people look at you, it's solar and it's penetrating. So you don't want your child to be acting a fool. It's why you are the one to correct them because you love them. My dad used to say, kid, I love you too much to let you act that way. You correct them so that they're not in the middle of a group of people and people are going, pss, pss, that kid really doesn't know how to act. Wow, that kid really doesn't know how to read a room. Wow, that kid's really, notice how they're always at the mouth, that one, You don't want that to happen. And it's a way of protecting. It's a way of protecting where you're the one to kind of inform and educate about like social, like there's this kind of going in, and it feels like maybe for somebody that didn't happen. And so this is a loving energy, whatever it is. And it's like somebody done should have taught you, like, that's kind of that. There's a lot of different ones for this, kind of like what this could be, but yeah, there is some type of hidden truth here, but that feels esoteric, like it feels hidden on purpose. And also entitlement. This person kind of flushes out entitlement. Nobody's entitled to the truth that this person holds, and those who think that they are the last people who should have it. And so there's this kind of mechanism. There's this kind of filtration like mechanism. There's a way that this person just is. And some of you are sitting on a precipice where you are maybe stepping up into that yourself. And so you've seen somebody who's like an old dog at this, like they, and you're supposed to learn why they are the way that they are, so that you can not necessarily like do it the exact same way, but so that you find ways to protect yourself here as well. Because I feel like this person's lasted a long time in the game, or like they know what they're doing. And it just, the proof is kind of in the pudding with this person, where you can't really argue with what this person knows, and the fact that they know a lot, and that they're it's not just about what they know, they put it into practice. But I think somebody here they want to argue with this person, but this is like a page energy. This is crone energy. So this, to me, it's like maybe even like the mother or the father of the king or queen, so maybe emperor, empress. Yeah, it's giving like emperor, empress, like very seasoned. And this is giving like very, very new. It's kind of Dunning-Kruger, where it's like I just heard you have to know what you don't know. And that is the beginning of wisdom. You have to be able to see what you don't know. You have to be able to see all there is to see, to understand that you're just the page. All of us, this person probably considers themselves a page, because there's just too much to know at any given time, that if you really take stock in whatever it is that you're doing and however much you know, there's always so much more to know, that like if you don't see yourself as a page, then you kind of are like probably lost in the sauce. And this person does like know that. So there's real wisdom coming through. And I think some of you could be this person you're feeling a little pecked at. But you also could be somebody who is supposed to kind of start being a little bit more like this person, because you're going to be asked by the universe, I think, to take on a little more. But you have to understand that it's not going to play out in your head where you're like, oh, and everybody's just going to hear me from a good faith perspective. Everybody has good logic in their minds, and they're able to kind of flesh things out. It just doesn't work that way. And people do get triggered in any setting. People can get triggered and take things a bit personally. And so I feel there's a certain way that there's a balance here. Yeah. So let's see, I want to get there's a lot of like messages that are coming through in this one. So what's the T actually? Cock blocking. Boss daddy moves in silence. Somebody here can see that someone's maneuvering either to get like a position, they want money or wealth, or they want to attach themselves. Somebody can see that like very clearly, but they're not saying that directly, because we've got a threatening card here. Intimidating, threatened, or bothered. Drama starter. So yeah, somebody here is kind of recognizing that somebody's moving in silence and they're a drama starter, and that maybe they're not above. They kind of think that, well, if I wouldn't want to rile this person, because they just sort of seem like a drama starter. I think for a lot of you, this is you, and you've steered clear of something in a tactful way, and somebody has like kind of noticed that you didn't fall prey to their game. But people like this, I also notice, they don't tend to recognize the wisdom that they kind of, when you show that, and you show a lot of grace and you show a lot of tact in the face of someone really not having much, they tend to not realize how big that energy is. That there's like an iceberg, and there's like a lot going on beneath the surface, but it's piqued this person's interest. I just heard piqued. It's piqued this person's interest. So I don't know what that means. There could have been like a way that you said something. It was a different use of a word than they're used to. Like it could be a word that has two definitions, and there could have, like that could have been very tactfully done. It's a way of kind of getting the message across, but not riling up a person who is maybe emotionally unregulated and doesn't feel that they need to be emotionally regulated, or that they're the one to do it. It's everybody else's fault kind of a thing. Screenshot, getting evidence, proof, or facts dusted off. Wasting time. Yeah, I mean, somebody here is just like, look, marrying for money. So there's definitely like somebody here can see that somebody's moving in silence trying to marry for money, and that they're just kind of wasting somebody's time here with their bad habits, and that somebody also feels like you're not intending to change. So for some of you, this is like maybe an ex or something, and like that they're not intending to change. Yeah, ego and bad karma. Hurt ego getting in the way of a relationship, bad karma. I feel like that's kind of the hard truth of it, like the brass tacks of something here, where it's like, I think, so how like in the spiritual community, we understand that ego can be a blockage, it can be an obstacle. It has a job, and so you have to let it do its job, but then you have to be willing to challenge it. This is kind of a person that I think would not be able to do that skillfully or well. I think they would take something extremely personally, and they once their ego is hurt, they would stop listening, and they would like shut off. And so this person kind of knows how to get around that, or they know when to just kind of pull back. Clout hungry, kissing ass. Yeah, somebody here, like, so for some, it's like maybe this is you, or somebody here like knows that somebody just wants them for their money, or they just want them for clout, and that they'll basically do anything. Maybe they're having like some type of like money issues or something. I don't know. It just seems like somebody can see through somebody's like maneuvers. They're not letting on, because to let on, let me show you how that's going to play out. You're going to call this person out, and they're going to deny. And then they're going to Darvo, right? They're going to reverse victim and offender. They're going to deny, and then they're going to say, how could you say that about me? Where's my ego card? How could you say that about me? About me? I'm just a little baby. Me? I'm not a danger to anybody. Meanwhile, this is how they kind of maneuver. And then you're feeling bad, and then you're going to apologize to this person, and it's a power move. This person kind of does this for a power move, and somebody here can see it. And so somebody here's like, I'd rather not. Here's how that's going to go, right? If I call you out, it's going to take a rare person, a very, very rare person, to say, you know what, you caught me, I'm right. You're right. It's just usually not going to turn out that way, even if it is true. And so, there's also somebody not wanting to get bad karma for involving in a way that they don't feel comfortable with. Grudge holder and giving money. I feel like somebody here feels entitled to money, like to somebody's money here. Like whether this is, they feel entitled to a certain job position. And this entitlement energy, it's like a self-absorption. They're really self-absorbed. This is the kind of, it's giving narcissist a bit. Like it's giving that they can't ever see that they're the problem, and you can't ever tell this person that they're the problem. The best that you can do is just sort of, mollycoddle them and move away. It could be that somebody's given somebody money and feels that it's like, I've given you money. There's a covert contract here with this person, because it's like, I've given you money and you will blow smoke into my asshole. And if you don't, then I'm going to hold a grudge. And I don't think this person will, because they'll get bad karma for doing that. And that's why somebody here, is like not doing that. Hello. I'm cool with people who hurt my ego. I like knowing myself. I want to be called out. Yeah, and it hurts. Like it does. Like we all have ego, and it hurts. And sometimes you ever here's being self-aware doesn't always mean that you agree with somebody either. Somebody's appraisal, because there's different qualities of opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and a lot of people, they don't understand the dynamics. It's like if you're sitting in a professor's class who has a doctorate and 30 years under their belt, and, they're like, haven't you ever been in a position where you're like, I can see why you think that about me. I don't agree with it, because to me, I understand there's a lot more nuance and a lot more context going on behind the scenes, but I can actually understand how you would get that impression of me. And in order for me to correct your vision of me, or I would have to open up a lot more. And frankly, I'm not comfortable doing that, especially given what's gone on between us already. This isn't the relationship that I want to lean into, and that I want to be more vulnerable because you're confused. Okay, because if you want to not be confused, and I feel like this person has to learn this. If you would like to not be confused about the world, and if you would like answers about human beings who have their own self-sovereignty and they get to decide if they like you or not, how much they're going to open up or not, that's for them, whether you've given them money or not, right? With this giving money energy. This is really, check yourself. You're not probably as nice as you think you are if you're doing that, and there's a stipulation of kiss my ass kind of thing, right? But I just feel like this person needs to learn that if you would like to be not confused about the world around you, because you need information from other people, then you have to sort of be willing to be checked. And you have to be willing, and that's if you ask somebody, especially this chronal energy, their opinion, why are you doing that? Is it because their opinion is valuable? So what are you going to do with that opinion? Are you going to use that as fuel? That's what you should be doing. If that's not what you're doing, I don't know what you're doing. It's, and why would you be doing it? It just seems like a waste of everybody's time. And I feel like that's kind of like what this other, bad habit. There's some type of an addiction. Again, marrying for money keeps coming out. Why is marrying for money coming out? Romantic love affair, sex fix, secret lover, groupie. Played out. Something here is played out, where I think somebody here is maybe a part of a group that likes a certain person, and it's I don't know, something here is played out, but they're still moving in silence. Why? To marry for money. Why does that keep coming out? So I think some of you kind of just, I don't know if somebody did this to you and you saw through it, because that's kind of what I'm getting is somebody here saw through something. And I don't think that they said, I can tell that you're trying to marry me for my money. Like, they didn't say that, because of course they would not say that, you know? But I think they just sort of, you know, moved away. Yep. Yeah, that was a slippery slope. You're correct. Yeah, bad habits and ain't shit. So somebody here, with this card, like, see how this is like very black and white? It's like black and white thinking. Somebody here, it's like they're not filling in the nuance. They're not filling in the context, and really they're not willing to. Somebody here is willing only to see things the way that they see them. And so that becomes very dangerous, especially, and I'm just calling this out. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think her name is Kendra person. She fell in love with her psychiatrist, and it got weird and it got like very loopy, right? So I'm just saying, like, you know, in our realm of things, we're very spiritual and we try to find the undercurrents. Like, you have to ask yourself, why? Is it to understand like where you're coming from, or is it to like to force people into like the box that you've decided that they're going to be in? And I just feel like something like that's going on here, and somebody can see through it and knows not to interfere, because it's going to get you nothing but blamed. It's going to get you nothing but demonized. It's going to get this person nothing but like ego hurt, and then shut down, and in a place of like ego defense mechanisms and justifying. And there's an entitlement here that needs to be checked, honestly, but I don't know how to check it, because it just seems like if you're the one to check it, this is victim, rescue, or persecutor, you know? And it almost feels like somebody here dodged that. Like they didn't victim, rescue, or persecutor. And somebody here's really, really butthurt. They're really, really butthurt that somebody didn't play out a fantasy that they wanted, or that they, again, victim, rescue, or persecutor, they didn't come in to rescue them, or, because also I think there's a wisdom to what this person said. And I think that you would have to be a bad actor to conflate that with persecution, because I do think it was given with the best intentions. And I think that whoever is like approaching this crone energy, or like, I don't even know if it's like an approach, or somebody here is like around this chronal energy, but they don't want to be seen. So they could be lying about themselves, and then they're mad when somebody can see it. Like, question mark, giant question mark here, because the logic isn't logicking here. And somebody here doesn't want to flesh themselves out about why they did what they did. Why? It's like, I keep hearing that. Why did you ask the question? If you are not earnest in having the answer, it sounds like you want us to have a script and do a play together. And that's not what I'm doing. This person, again, it's giving like schoolmaster or something. Like, you asked me for my opinion. Even if this isn't like you're paying to be in this person's class or something, like, it's like you're asking for my opinion, and I gave it to you. And that's what we're supposed to be doing here. But there is something else. This person just needs to really look at themselves, but they don't want to be seen, is what this comes down to. And so they're kind of like a mask to be seen. Somebody here, I don't know where you're at in this, because it started off with like who this person is, this chronal person. Now it's like shifting over here, because somebody here just only wants their mask to be seen. And they want to be spoken to as if they are their mask. And if they hide certain things, they don't want to be called out for that, even though this person can clearly see that there's like holes in the story, or that something's not adding up. And this person wants to be able to blame that person and say, you are wrong because this doesn't add up. And it just feels like entirely defensive. It feels entirely defensive. I'm spying on you. Let's start over. I don't feel ready. I hope you're not with someone else, and I don't feel ready. Somebody here like doesn't feel ready to be seen. So they're kind of pushing it. So somebody is like, I don't even know how to put this, because I don't know that they're approaching this crone, because it seems like they're standing still, but then they've got like something over them to where they can't be seen. They're fuzzing it out, and they're trying to really protect themselves, and they don't want to really get to the heart of who they are, or their dharma. This is somebody with a dharma. They don't want to do that. And so they're not quite ready, but they're like pushing it. You know, this person is approaching this chronal energy, but they're not quite ready because you have to be willing to be seen. You have to be willing to be vulnerable in order for the truth to come out. And if you're not seeking the truth, this energy is like, I just don't want to waste my time. You know, like you're wasting your time and I don't want to waste my time, you know, kind of a thing. Like legal issues, court, judges, immigration. Yeah, same shit, different day. Somebody here, it's like same shit, different day. I feel like there's karma here. There's been like a ruling, karmic ruling of like nothing changes here. Groupie stuff. So, I keep writing and deleting messages. Yeah, somebody here keeps like coming up to a precipice and then backing away, coming up to a precipice and then backing away. And somebody here is like seeing through this. Maybe it's not marrying for money, but for some of you, it definitely is. But it's like somebody here, I think they want a new beginning with like whoever this chronal energy is. So they kind of like, and then they back up and then they're not ready. And I think this person just needs to honor the fact that they're not ready. What would that look like? I just want to ask Spirit, like, what would that look like if this person just... Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Empress, but it came out in reverse. So like not trying to be the Empress, not trying to clear the air. So what should they... It feels like Hermit. Yeah, Hermit energy, but also the Four of Pentacles. They need to kind of own lack here. There's definitely money issues somewhere. So somebody just needs to own this. And it does feel like Hermit, like spend some time alone here. And then Spirit has something that'll come in. And it's a new beginning. And it's the Ten of Cups. It's happiness. But some time needs to go by. And there's like the flame here in both of these. She's like looking at the flame. Some time needs to go by. And that's like connecting to the Dharma. So I feel like if there's a money issue here, somebody just needs to spend some time in hermit mode, but also like in the Four of Pentacles. Like don't run away from the fact that like you don't have much money, or like there's a focus on materialism and over focus on materialism. So this chronal energy is giving me strong spiritual energy. And so I think that's part of it. It's like, you're not ready. You're too ripe for the picking, for the spiritual journey, like for the overt spiritual journey. Because I just believe that everything we do in life is the spiritual journey. So this person needs to accept that life needs to unfold around them. They're very encased in materialism. They have a strong material worldview. They're hiding that. They're trying to hide that. And it's given them problems. Like they have some type of money problems. And there is a way out. But the way out is spiritual, ironically. So they need to go inwards. Some time will go by. But it's connecting to their dharma, to some kind of passion. And Six of Wands, victory, recognition. That's their path. Not having some type of argument here. So I feel like somebody here got stung because they're not supposed to go over here, and they got learned up, and they needed to. And it was because they were seeking after some type of lover situation to fix their money problems, and that's disingenuous, and it is dishonest, and ain't nobody want to be a part of that. Yeah, there needs to be a release here. If I just heard that song where it's like, if you love me, let me go. So is it love or just a curse? Do you feel good when I hurt? I feel like maybe for some, like somebody here, like with this chronal energy was like, do you feel good when I hurt? And this chrono is like, no, I just don't mess with me, you know, kind of a thing. Because this crone is like, what are you doing? Like, I can see that you're maneuvering. I can also see that you're not ready. I can tell that you're being disingenuous. You're leaving a lot out here. Like, it's very much felt or seen. So it's like, you love this person, but you're having money problems. Okay. If you love me, let me go. If you love this person, let them go. This cannot be born of need, and it cannot be born of manipulation, because you can, you know, some people have money in this world. It's a thing. Some people will have it, and those people have soulmates, and but they'll never know if you're maneuvering around them because your money's not right. So you need to let this person go. In which case, I feel like you're going to connect with your dharma, and then you're going to find your own purpose, and then maybe you're going to be reintroduced to this person, and then you'll be able to see if it actually is a lover situation or if it is coming from a place of lack. Yeah, because even I think that whoever this is that has money might also be a very loving person, but they also okay, that's the last thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to kind of wrap this one up, because I feel like whoever this crone energy is actually a very loving. This is the Queen of Cups. This chronal energy. And I think somebody here is like, because they got pecked And ask yourself, why would a Queen of Cups peck you? Because Queen of Cups, they can have the gift of prophecy. They can be very sensitive and very intuitive. So they're definitely aware of something here. So this Queen of Cups, like whoever this coronal energy is, has had to fix their heart up a lot. And so they don't want you to break their heart. So they had to toughen up their shell. I'm kind of getting Cancer energy with that, with the water sign. They need they need some type of shell. They need some type of armor. And that's their life purpose. Like a big part of what they're supposed to do in life is to actually build that up. So if you're like, why did this person like switch up? I usually am able to take advantage of them. It's because this person is a sweetie and they need to learn how to protect themselves. They need to have self-love. And so they have their heart broken. The other thing is empathy, right? The Queen of Cups has empathy, and empathy for everyone. This is what I'm saying. This person's instincts are for the group. So this is not a short-sighted person. So I think somebody here, again, they're very small. Somebody here is. They're very closed-minded, and they take things very personally because it's like, how could you have said that to me? And this person's like, there are 8 motherfucking billion other fucking people on this motherfucking plane. I'm kidding. On this planet. That's why. Because these patterns, they're not okay. And you treating people this way, trying to go after somebody for their money, that is not okay because you're going to break their heart. And I've had my heart broken and I don't want that to happen to people. So there's a moral compass here. There is a moral fortitude here, and it makes someone strong. This is Leo energy. This is the kind of person that's very strong because they have a moral compass, because they have empathy. They got their teeth because they have empathy. This is kind of, like how water signs, they're kind of known as protectors, but they really protect their friends and their family. Like this person's like that, but it's just kind of, they're very communal. This person's like very, very communal. And so this person's like, they're also a teacher. So this person understands something really well. And they're like, I'm not going to foster negative skills in you so that because it feels good to both of us in the moment. And then you go hurt 10 people because of what I told you, because we didn't get to the truth and you just got to like bury your head in the sand. That's not what we're going to do, because that's not love. That's not compassion in action. It's not love. So I feel like there's been some type of weird communication here where somebody was like, that's a Queen of Cups. And then they projected all over this person and it was weird. And it's because somebody here is supposed to be in hermit mode. And actually, I feel like this person's a Queen of Cups too. I feel like they are. I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is anxiety or it's like a panic, but it's no excuse to go like hurting people or like using people, for like their money or something. It's no excuse for bad behaviors. Like we all go through difficult times and we can manage not to like commit crimes against people or like atrocities. We can manage that. And if we can't, then we really need a hard look in the mirror, like as a group. And so I feel like that's somebody here is just going through a period of time where they need to be in hermit mode. And they also need to be in that 4 of Pentacles energy of like, I'm kind of lacking in something. I am hyper focused on the material. Because this person's hyper focused on the material, they're not connected with their dharma. So there's something here that they kind of have to let go. And once they do that, I think something's going to come in like super, super fast. But it's going to come in for the right reasons. And until then, this is what love looks like. Is this person just kind of being like, we don't do that around here. And also I can see you. So anyways, that's pile number 1. Oh yeah, only know you've been high when you're feeling low. And I just want to make clear, like, there's a gradient. There's always a gradient. Like some of these people, they really are just like, maybe they're high strung. They're feeling really anxious. They're normally not like this. They normally would not try to take advantage of somebody. They're just feeling like their back's against the wall. They're feeling really, really low. But spirit is, I think, fire energy, right? Fire is like, get out there, compete, but also fire is like valor. So it's like, no, find your valor. Don't drop your valor. I also heard don't drop your shoulder, like maintain your integrity in this like time period. And it's like, I felt that in the body, like the way that you're kind of holding the body, like maintain your integrity and see where it gets you, some time will go by, but maintain your integrity. And this is the spiritual path for this person. It is material and they have to grapple with status, trying to climb the ladder and stuff. But all of this, they're working out their karmas, which are spiritual lessons. So they're chewing through their karmas and their spiritual lessons. But I think this person can get kind of foul whenever they don't have what they want on a material level. And that's when they get shysty. And this energy was sent by spirit, whoever this is. And for some of you, unfortunately, it's you and you're public enemy number 1 to this person. But it was you, and spirit was like, block them. They need a little to get pecked here. And that's the best thing for them, so that They can integrate their shadow and just move forward at speed. Nobody's trying to hurt this person. I feel like they're kind of a bit playing the victim here. And they're not. And this is the path. And they need to be oriented in that space, but they're just kind of throwing a fit, I think. And this is also somebody who's not taking responsibility for like their past actions and their past orientation. Because again, there's been a lot of materialism and we live in a material world. And that is part of the lessons that we're meant to learn here because we bump up against all of this stuff. But yeah, this person's going through a hard time. It really will not be forever. It's like, maybe I'm kind of getting like, if this person just did what I said, it's like a couple months. It's like a couple months is kind of what I'm getting. They could turn this around. And I think after they pass away, like all of us are going to pass away one day and then we get like our life review. I think that's going to be very clear to this person that they always had it within them to change. This person has a mission. They have a dharma. They have a confidence. They have a skill set. They have a drive. They are competitive in something, like in a good way. And they just need to accept that this is the kind of person, I swear to you, no matter how long how many more lifetimes they incarnate here on earth, this moment right now with this Crone energy, they're gonna be like, that's when it all turned around for me. That's when I got it. That's if they do this, if they stop trying to grasp for people and places and things and everybody's out, it's everybody else's fault. And I need something outside of me to do it. I'm telling you this, and it is a material lesson because I think it has to do with the job or money. This will be the thing that really actually makes a spiritual person out of this person. Never play with God, right? There's a bit of a paradox. So not everybody's supposed to wrap their head in a turban and live in a cave. This person's not supposed to do that. They have a material focus, and it is through the material that they will learn their lessons if they will just let it. Because this is a happy change. It really is. And this is going to be, I'm getting goosebumps. This is going to be one of those things for this person where they're going to be like, holy shit, life is magical, man. You have those moments in your life? This person doesn't, but they would if they had this. This person truly does not have those moments in their life, but they will if they just allow it. They're kind of getting softened up for the spiritual journey, this person, but they're getting a little bit ahead of themselves. So, okay, that's pile number one. That's why they did or said that. There's kind of a mismatch here. You got page energy and you got Crone energy. Very different, but also kind of the same. Because they both have this Queen of Cups kind of energy here. So, okay. That's pile number one. If you just joined us, then welcome. Yes, welcome. So we just finished pile number one, which is the Crone. Dang, these colors look really cool on the screen. They look cool in real life too, but they look definitely like different, almost like graffiti on the screen. So gonna leave that up there for a second. Hope it clicks in. Hello. All right. I'm going to be right back and then we'll do pile number two. Okay, we're back. Are the cats barfing again? No. But you know, that reading, for those of you that are on Patreon, it was this last live stream. Remember, like we were late because like my cats were throwing up and then they threw up again in the middle of it. And then I said throw up at the beginning of this. Like there, for some of you, there might be like a connection to whatever we were talking about in that reading. And yeah, something to do with that. And also because I'm drinking my ginger ale and like the fume, you know, like the carbonation just kind of like came out my nose, which again, it's like, it's not throwing up, but you know, I don't know. There's something here maybe that's relevant. Oh no. Good morning, Jess. Good morning. Okay, so we're just gonna put the pile select up and compassion. That was a lot of energy in pile number 1. That's a tough situation to be in. Like if you're on either side of it in pile number 1, like that's just such a tough situation. And if you're going through that, I'm really sorry. Because like if you're on the student side of it and you've never, truly, I feel like that person has never had that kind of spiritual moment where things like really turn around for them. Because it's like the doors just open in just the right way because they're on the right path doing the right thing. I really feel like this person has not had that experience. And I think it will be very inspiring to them to like actually have that experience. And that's what Spirit's trying to do for them. But they have to actually like go through their paces. And if you're the person on the other side of it, then you're nothing but public enemy number 1, I feel like, because you're just like, this person just, they want to run to what's familiar. And I feel like Spirit put you as the block in front of them, just running to what's familiar, and they want what they want or something. And you're going to have to hold firm. And if you're on that side of it, that's in some way part of like your karma, or again, like you're kind of being asked to protect something or someone, and it's not this person that's in front of you. So you're being asked to deal with this person in a way where you can honor them and where they're at, but they do kind of need to be held and like kind of held where they're at. I mean, like kind of put in their place a bit, so that they're not going after somebody that they shouldn't be for the wrong reasons. And what's weird is like for some of these people, literally, they might even be trying to go after a soulmate. Like this person that marrying for money, they might be trying to go after somebody that is their soulmate, but they'll never know in the position that they're in. And they got to turn some type of corner in their soul. You choose pile number 3. You know what? Pile number 3 really wants to come out. Callie, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for that perspective. I think I'm Crone, and this was a younger male. He has a good heart, but definitely more maturing to do. Yeah, and I think that's the problem of it. But because you know that you have to kind of stand firm, and I think you know that they're going to make you the enemy. But there's something or someone else that you're asked to protect. Yeah. Pile number 3 always wildin'. All right, so shall we go to pile number 2, which is the Mystic? All right. And I'm just gonna. Yes. All right. Okay, so there's kind of a spying energy here. I feel like this person doesn't want you to see something about them and find out something, but then weirdly, I feel like this person saw something about you and found out something about you, and it was this like, whoa, kind of transformational moment. Feels like a boomerang, like a bit. So let me just get some clarifiers here. So why did this person do or say that, Spirit? Why? Well, let me see. What did they do? Or what did they say? Forgot, I was nosy for a second. What does this person do? Or what did they... What do they do? What do they say? Tell us. Tell us what they did. Okay, the King of Swords, Two of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. So did somebody cut off communication here? Or like they made some kind of like firm decision? Or what did they do? Yeah, somebody blocked somebody here. Like blocked off some kind of communication. And whoever they blocked communication to was like maybe spying on them, because also I just looked over here and saw this, like I'm spying on you, and then like look at that man, he's looking at that globe, the World Wide Web. So this could be somebody that's like looked you up. I just heard, I cut you off, I don't need your love, because I already cried enough, I've been done. Okay, I kind of feel like that's maybe an answer here. Like I cut you off because I don't need you, and I already cried over this, and I'm kind of done, and somebody here's like very much in a King of Swords energy. And this person, I think, is maybe trying to put on the charm. They're trying to like tempt somebody. Look at that cake, right? It's like, look at this cake and this cow. Yum. Don't you want to come over here? Like it feels like that. But I think whoever is like looking at this person already took the bait, is what I'm hearing. They took the cake. Somebody here. So whoever this person is that's looking at this King of Swords person that cut them off, they already took this cake from somebody. They got lured in. And for some, I really think this person's like married or something. And they got like sucked in there to the honeypot. It feels like a honeypot situation, but they were a full participant. Like whoever this was, they wanted some type of like prestige or money or wealth. They wanted this cake. They wanted the wine. They wanted that cow. So then they're looking at somebody else over here that then was like very firm about like cutting them off. And it's because of the situation. I cut you off. I don't need your love. Because I already cried enough. I've been done. I've been moving on since we said goodbye. So I feel like, yeah, somebody here said goodbye. Since we said goodbye, I cut you off. Yeah. So somebody here, like maybe for some, this was like an affair. And maybe both people knew. That's not for everybody. That's definitely not for everybody. And somebody here is like, I got to take responsibility. I got to clean up my act. I got to make better decisions. Like for my karma, I need to be fair or balanced here. Like, and this person maybe is also in a relationship. I don't know. Not for everybody, but they want to be. And they want it. There's Libra energy here. And there's like a strong, like karmic, it's like, I need to be fair in my relationships. And so I need to like cut this off. I need to turn a corner in my soul, and I need to take responsibility. And I need to, but even if it's not like that, both people knew that they were in an affair on some kind of soul level, I think that there's an understanding where somebody here was like, I need to walk away from this. I need to take responsibility for like my heart and for my own inner transformation. Somebody here is like, no, I gotta level up. It feels like somebody here, level up. They're leveling up, but it's on like a spiritual level. And somebody here is like much more on a material level. So for some of you, there could be a crossover with pile number one, because this person who is like probably asking the question of like, why did they do that? And what they mean is, why did they do that? They cut me off. Like they blocked me. And they did it because their soul is like, no, I'm done with this. I'm done with this cycle. I'm hearing this very clearly. This person is psychic, I think, because I'm hearing this very, very clearly, like very crisp, very clear in my mind. They're like in my head right now. They're like, what's up, Jess? And they're like giggling and stuff. This person is, I like this person. They just raised a glass to me. I saw this person on a beach with like a fruity drink, and they were like, hey, like this person is just kind of walking away from the trouble. They're, I just heard, nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. I think that this person was like trapped in a cycle, possibly with this person who like is very tempted by materialism, I think is already in another situation, and they're in it for all the wrong reasons. And it makes this person feel like shit. On a soul level, they're aware of this. Like their soul's aware that like, I gotta get away from this person. They don't show up for me. They're not enough for me. They always make me feel bad about myself. But what part am I playing in it? I like this person. This person's kind of like no nonsense, and they're also like very fun. This person's like giggly. Like I'm hearing like laughing and giggling. They're very social. This is like a good person, and I think they're like very casual most of the time. They don't like to pull their like King of Swords out at all, but I just feel like something here was too much. And they saw it. They saw it. I just heard they saw it, and once they saw it, they couldn't unsee it, and it changed them. And I feel like there was some type of really fast level up, like in this person, because this is a really good person, and they burned through some karma here. They just burned right through it, and I feel like it was quick, and that was probably really intense for this person. But I think they really wanted it. This person's soul like really wanted to let go of this like crappy cycle that makes them feel like shit, and it makes them. This is also somebody who maybe just always feels like they're not good enough. There's something about this cycle where it's like they feel like they're not good enough, but they're responsible for choosing people who don't choose them, and they put something, because this person's with somebody else, but it's not them that they put over this other person. It's a thing. They want stuff. This person wants to fill their home and their garage with just boxes and bins. Like that's who this person kind of is, you know? And that's how they feel. And that's how, they think So whoever this is that's like in this other relationship and like in some type of like materialism thing, and they're like, oh, why did this person like cut me off? They think that this person's like playing some type of game. Like, oh, do you want me to chase you? Are you trying to get me in a situation where I can't win? Meanwhile, this person has put this other person in a situation that they can't win for a long time because they're with someone else. This is somebody who's with someone else, knows damn good and well, and I think tries to hide it. It's kind of giving like, if Aladdin was like shit, you know, like as a person, I mean, he was lying. He wanted to be with Princess Jasmine. But let's say that Aladdin was actually Jasmine, you know, in the palace, but married like a Jafar. I don't know. Married somebody to get in the palace. Let's say Aladdin and Jasmine were crap. Okay. And like got married to each other, very superficial. And Jasmine wasn't like, I just want something different. And Aladdin was like, I mean, me too. And we bond on that. Instead, it was like, yo, you live in a palace. And like, I love palaces. Like, love. And she's like, really, I got a tiger too. Like if Jasmine was like, I love that you love me for my money. If that was who these people are. But then he sneaks out of the palace, kind of like Jasmine did, in order to like be with this other person. And this person's like, no. You make me feel bad, but really I feel like you're actually the one that's like lacking here. And so somebody here's just protecting themselves. And it's making this other person just angry because they're used to getting what they want. They want a new beginning. They want to start over. They're spying on this person. They think that, look, wow, you are beautiful just came out. And also I ran away. So I feel like this person also ran away. So this, all my people are going someplace. So then this person who cut this other person off also probably has questions. And the answer to that, why this person over here why are they in this situation? Maybe they also have questions like, why did they say that or do that? And the answer is because they ran away. I feel like there was an intensity here between these two people. And this person was like, I ran away. And that's why I chose materialism, or that's why I'm in this like relationship now. That's why I'm like sneak spying on you. That's why I'm sending you like a message. You know, I'm not going to get out of my situation, but I want to restart things on my terms as per usual, where you always lose. And I reduce you down to the shell of your body, and I never pour into you, and I don't ever show up to you as a King of Pentacles. I show up to some other person that I don't really care about because I just care about all their stuff. Oh God, if you could just see their stuff. Like they have so much stuff, you know, like it's stuff over here, stuff over there. There's just stuff. Like it's great. And this person, that's their like true love, really. And this person is like, I got to get out of here. And they're really strong. And they got up and they got out. And they're manifesting an emperor. They're manifesting an emperor. But they themselves, because you've got emperor energy, right? This is Aries. And then you've got sun in Aries here, which is a really good energy. This person has like raised themselves up to like, this is who I am. And also Aries is not afraid to be independent. And if there's for some of you, there's a tie over to pile number one, because this is like potentially your story. If you were the person where you're like, I'm trying to maybe like be with this person or whatever, like, I don't know. It just feels like that this is the path that Spirit's trying to get you on. For those of you where there's like maybe a crossover in that way, because this person found themselves, their sun in Aries energy, which is so auspicious. Aries is probably the most auspicious sign. And then they're manifesting an emperor. Oh my gosh. And a wedding. Damn. Yeah. And also this is giving them boundaries, which is what they want in this situation. This person this feels on a soul level, and this person's actually very in touch with their soul. And it might be recent, where they super live their soul. This person does. Like this person who's getting away from the cycle, they live their soul, and it might be fast. Like, again, it feels like some type of fast turnaround where this person just burned through like a ton of karma. And this feels like, I'm getting goosebumps. This person is like maybe a practitioner. Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. I love that at least two of these 3 piles are more self-focused today. Probably for a lot of us, I mean. Just a reflection of the collective mood, and it's beautiful. Raising a glass with you beauties. Yes, that's literally what I saw this person. I was like, and they were genuinely happy too. Like very smiley person. And I'm just noticing the orange of the super chat, that like solar plexus chakra. And again, it's very solar plexus-y. It's very fire energy, like very dharma. And the fire, like they call it the grand fire trine for a reason, right? Like it is grand. And that sun in Aries energy, it is giving solar plexus, even though like Aries rules the head. But yeah, so this person, they are living their soul. This person really is like living their soul. And it's because they burned through like a shit ton of karma in a short period of time. And this person also might be kind of disoriented or like discombobulated about their timeline in this life. I just heard shout out to those of you that are like reaching out to me in personal readings. That might be why. Some of you are like, I don't know what to do. It's okay. I just got goosebumps. It's okay. I just heard it's okay. It's because you are getting like around, so you might have to like reorient. The Messenger Tarot, thank you so much for the super chat. This is such an amazing reading. This is an amazing group. I'm like literally, I've had goosebumps from like start to finish with this group, and it's so fast. Like this is somebody who's elevating very, very quickly, and like I said, on some kind of soul level, they want to take responsibility for their part in something. And I genuinely feel like this person has been tricked, or they've been lied to, or they've been kept in the dark about something to do with like this person and them having like a whole ass family, or them being as greedy and materialistic as they are. They were very much like lied to, and they kind of know that. And on some level, they're just very aware of it. And this is also just giving me a person who's like never good enough. Sunny Night Designs, thank you for the super chat. He's like that crab from Moana. I'm free. Yo, the crab with the with all the glitter on it. Yeah. So this person though, like they on some level knew that this is the person that's like never good enough, but they are good enough, and this person feels like they're good enough. They just don't know why like they're not good enough to this other person, and it's because this person chooses materialism over them every single time. And so they'll put this person in a shit situation because they don't love them. Like at the end of the day, you don't do that to somebody that you love, that you care for, or that you respect. And I think this person had to realize that, and they had to just take responsibility and get themselves out, because I think that they were just kind of like, well, I need to take responsibility to showing up in this relationship. And they were like, holding their hand out. And then they're like, you're never showing up for me. You literally never show up for me. You always hurt my feelings. You always choose other people over me. You make me feel like I'm not good enough. And frankly, I think there's an emperor out there that would beg to fucking differ. Okay, so I would like to know him for once and find him. And in order to do that, it's like they know that they got to get themselves out of some kind of sow, like some kind of like, maybe like a depressive energy. It just feels like it's a low energy. And so, because this person's climbing up a hill and they're taking responsibility, and they're genuinely, this person's turning a corner in their soul. And however they did it really fast. And it's like whiplash. So no wonder this person is like confused, because it's really, really fast. And it's putting this person on their back foot here. And it's showing them to be who and what they actually are, which is that they think that they're this here, right? But actually they're just the Four of Pentacles. It's actually reversing the energies, where it's like, now you don't feel good enough because I learned my worth and I just got away from you. And I just told myself honestly, because I feel like this person, like, it's so sad to me actually, because this person, I just heard the God's honest truth. This is like a sweet person. They're a fun person. They have like healthy self-esteem. They don't feel like they're God's gift, but they feel like they're good. Like they're a good enough person. And because of that, I feel like this person shows up. And I actually am kind of linking like the low self-esteem on this person's side of things. And I do feel that there's somebody that led this other person astray as well. Not that they're not fully responsible for their own decisions, but they're linking that to like a self-esteem thing, where like this person actually does have like okay self-esteem. I wouldn't say it's high or low. It just feels like healthy, like situated well. Even though like the world kind of reflects back that this person's not good enough, they know that that's kind of a messed up stance. And they know that they're like worthy of it, and that they're worthy of things, and they don't like take too much of it on. But because of that, because of this person's healthy self-esteem, they actually show up. And I actually feel this is a builder person, because this person has to get away from this, but they will be rewarded for doing that. And it's part like the thing that they're building and the momentum, but it's also part manifestation, where they're like getting an emperor. This person's going to get an emperor. Yeah, it's just one foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. And if you're a part of pile number one and you felt pecked at by that Crone person, I hope it's not me for some of you. I'm not trying to peck at you. But if you felt like pecked at, it's because this story that I'm telling about pile number two is supposed to be your story. Like, and there's people here that ran up ahead of you that are already doing this, that can vouch and are vouching in the comment section that it's true and it works, and that there's a better way, basically. And just to trust yourself. I just heard trust yourself. I'm getting goosebumps again. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Okay, why do they do that? I feel like somebody here is married, and somebody here wants to get married. And they're like, I also don't want to be married to someone who feels it's acceptable to behave like this, who would enter into, there's somebody here who views, okay, this person over here, we'll call this person the Two of Wands. I feel like this is a masculine energy. They view marriage as like materialism. It's like, I marry you, you have 50 cows, now I have 50 cows. You know, that's the way this person views marriage. It's like a stepping stone in the material world. You better make an alliance or something like with somebody that's gonna, like, I don't know, up your game, raise your profile, expand your reach, kind of a thing. Somebody else here views marriage as a sacred spiritual path. So there's an incompatibility here. Oh my gosh, and then look, we've got the Taurus Scorpio axis, builder and the saboteur. So that's why this person is like, no, I want to build. Marriage is my sacred path. And so I'm going to get married to somebody that I like. We have this kind of evergreen thing. I thought that was you, clearly not. And we're going to build together. And that's what I'm saying. This person tries, they show up. So this is like, it's kind of giving the tortoise and the hare, where like this person's maybe the tortoise, but they're just going to one foot in front of the other. And this is like a person over here. This person that cut you off, I cut you off. This person had to realize, like, we don't have the same vision. I would never do that. I would never enter into a relationship for those reasons. I would never use someone like that. We are very different people. I have a very different vision to you. And I don't want to be with somebody who's like just sabotaging, because this is a person who will just throw you over for the next person who can give them more. Unless like they've been in a relationship so long that they're just never going to leave. But this is the kind of person, they would just never leave because their reputation is like linked up with this person so much, you know? Solitary Witch, thank you so much for the super chat. I picked all the wrong people for the piles. I plan on coming back once I'm alone so I can really focus. Nice. Yeah, look. So even though there's a lot of love here, or at least like that's what they thought, there was a lot of love here. But this is not the way that love behaves. It's not love. But this person's like, well, I still have a lot of love for you because I'm not a fake or fake. But, you know, I got to leave it. I got to go find myself. So, yeah, I'm hearing like I've clung to this for too long. I've waited too long for you to change, for you to get yourself together, and for you to stop being so materialistic, and for you to actually like not see my worth, because this person knows that they're valuable. But it's like, this is a coward. This person's a coward. Like, essentially at the end of the day, they really don't believe that they can do it. So I feel like they also can't be independent. There could be like a mom here. There's like this weird person over here. And somebody else here is like, see how she's got like the pink in her hair and everything. She's relaxing. She's chilling. This is exactly the energy that I'm getting of somebody here just being independent and realizing that they're better off. I'm better off without you. I'm better off being a wild one. And there might be like an irony here, because this person, even if they're in a relationship, they clearly have no intentions on being faithful. So you know that, because I think this person tried to reach out to you. If you know that or not, some of you don't know that because you blocked them. And so you dodged that bullet, I just heard. And I think it would have been an emotional bullet, because I think that you would have felt like this person makes you feel bad, because of the way that they treat you, and because you're always second best. And it's like, they never, you know what it is about this person? They never restrict themselves in order to not hurt the people that they claim to love. They never do that. They don't feel like this is a very entitled person. Very selfish, just very selfish, very entitled. And they just don't care about that. And I don't think that's going to end them up. It's not giving them happiness is what I'm hearing, but they have to learn that the hard way. And I think that's what this other person is realizing. They're like, I can't learn it for you. I know it, and I'm waiting for you to know it, but I'm holding myself back. And I would like to know what it is like to be in a sacred partnership, you know, to be with somebody who sees my worth and value and who says, I would rather be with this kind of person than this other person, because life isn't static. It's kind of almost like, to be with this other person, you better be Athena and pop out of your dad's head fully formed, because if you don't, it's like this person, and I put their cards away, but yeah. This other person just, it's like they want to be attached to greatness, but they don't understand it. Because there's a great love here. There's like a great alchemy here. And to not see it is deeply hurtful to this other person. And it's like they have everything. Like, they don't even see that they have everything. If they could just build it, you know, they don't get it. They don't see that. And we've got the moon coming out here. Again, secrets and lies. This has been a cycle. This person's done with it, because I feel like they took on this person's actions. Like, this person behaved in a certain way, and this person took it straight to the chest and made them feel sad and unworthy. And they hid that, you know, and they were like, okay, I'm hearing the song Unpretty by TLC. See that like little cat looking in at the big cat? and make you feel I'm pretty too. I was told I was beautiful, but what does that mean to you? Right? It's like learning to love yourself. And even though this person is beautiful and they do have everything to offer, I feel like they were put in a position by this other person, like emotionally, really something rocked them, where they had to climb up out of a pit of like low self-esteem. Even though, like I said, I feel like this person's self-esteem is fine. So it's kind of like somebody here pushed their karmas onto this other person's plate. And they were like, oh my gosh. And they thought it was them. So that tells me there might well be a soul connection here, because this person thought it was them. And then they had to dust themselves off and be like, wait a second, like, I'm fine. I'm okay. I didn't do anything wrong to somebody. Like, there was things that were hidden from me. Like, there was a lot of illusions. Something here was like really playing on my mind. Like I said, this person's like unpacked a lot about that, like very quickly. And it's because they're so determined. Like, I'm just getting this determined energy. And I just saw somebody take like their 3 fingers and just like kind of smear blood like across their face, but they're doing it in the 3 lines. And you know, the 3 lines is a mark of Shiva, and I love Shiva. Shout out to all the Shivites in the audience. But those 3 lines, I can't remember exactly what they stand for, but it's like knowledge, compassion, something else. Those are Shiva's marks. You need knowledge, compassion. It reminds me of that scene in Mulan, you know, where she's got to hold on to the big golden circles, you know, and she has to wrap them around her arm. So she's got to climb the pole to get to the arrow. And it's like, you will need wisdom and you will need honor to reach the arrow. Like, it feels like that. And this person is like, I'm doing it. And I really like this energy too, because this person's like, I'm all in. And they have this kind of impulsive quality to them that I really like. This is the kind of person you could get into some good trouble with. And it would be like fun, and it would be good trouble. And you wouldn't have a hangover afterwards or like feel bad, like in your spirit. You wouldn't have a spiritual hangover after this, you know, like hang out with this person. And this person's just like, all right, let's do it. You know, like, I'm all in. And this is the kind of person that will be all in, you know? And I think that's what's really sad, because this person that was hiding, I think, being in a relationship and being materialistic. And they didn't want this person to discover that. So they sneak out like they're Aladdin, you know? This is kind of like I think it's a man, okay? But it's like if this man were like a effed up Jasmine figure, you know? That snuck out and pretended to be Aladdin, you know? Like, that's kind of what it's giving me. But that person half-asses everything. They're 1 foot in one, and they're hedging their bets is what I'm getting. They always just like hedge their bets, and it makes people feel used, and it makes people feel terrible, and it teaches people to expect less than from the people that should be giving them their all. So when people interact with this kind of guy or girl, like if it's that way, then over time a lot gets eroded. But when they actually meet somebody who like whole asses something with them, they're like, holy shit. Like, you know, this is amazing. And that's what this person is going to experience if they haven't already. And it doesn't even, these two may well have like some kind of strong soulmate connection, but it's not going to feel like that because this person didn't dedicate themselves to it. They were not in it like the whole way. But whoever this person's going to meet, they're going to whole ass things with them. And it's going to feel like, I can't believe what I was missing, you know? And this person, and so that's why, and then I feel like this kind of, why did they do that, is going to continue on between these two, because now it's like this person's kind of, well, why are they over there with that person? Well, because that person they whole ass stuff with them. They're all in. They show up. It feels nice. They're healing. They're building. They're because this is somebody who, like, I don't know if this person's like athletic but they like to sweat. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person genuinely likes a hard day's work. That's like fulfilling, you know. This might also be a person who would get into like go ruck, you know, like, or like those mud races with their partner, you know, where they like, I don't know, they pass like a ball back and forth while they're doing the obstacle course, and it's like all in this like muddy hill, you know. It's like this person likes that, and it builds a type of intimacy, and it builds a type of raucous fun, and like that's kind of what this person likes, you know. Get in here, like I just saw, get in here, like if you want to live in your palace, okay. Is there a muddy hill in the palace? Because like, that's how I'm seeing this person with their cocktail, and they're like, I don't know, like, I think I'd be bored in your palace. Like, you know, I don't know. But somebody here is like really not wanting somebody to see. I feel like it's this, that somebody that's, I think, already in a relationship, and it's for materialist reasons, but they're not wanting somebody to see that. They're either not wanting somebody to see that they're in a relationship, or that they're materialistic, and also that they have low self-esteem. And so they try to put forth an illusion, and it's just not a winning strategy. It's just not. So it's coming across weird to this other person, who I think is a genuine soulmate, unfortunately. Excuse me, sir. There's a woodpecker. Okay. So.
Oh, I thought that was you.
No, because at first it went like dun, 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 and I was like, "What is that?" And then, but Soul looked up too. So, but I feel like that's some type of. I'm also looking up because Ramana is over there, and it's the smiley picture, and it's coming exactly from like behind him, and he's smiling at me. He looks so proud and so happy, and I just feel he's so happy. He's so proud. We've done it. Like, you broke the cycle, is what I'm hearing. Like, you broke the cycle. I feel overjoyed with love right now. Like, your guides, it's Ramana. He's so proud of me in particular right now, and I don't know why that is, honey. But I'll take it. Oh, but I feel like this is for you. Like, no, it's for me too. I think he's proud of us, guys. I think he's proud of us. Look, because we get the 10 of Cups, and that's what we are to each other, and that's maybe we get to be with each other in another life. Maybe we get to live in a community together by a river where no one's going to kill us and throw us in there. And we can just have, this cat and all those beverages and stuff. Like, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That was just a moment for me. That was a moment. We did it, y'all. Chef's kiss. I'm still feeling it. There's an immense amount of like being proud. Thank you for walking away, because I actually think that you walking away from this cycle helps a lot of other people, because this person needs to confront themselves. Like, very clearly, they need to confront themselves. They need to stop like living in this illusion. And I think losing you is like a big wake up call for this person. We can swim instead of being drowned in that river. Yo. Look, this just came out again. The moon and the 10 of Cups. This is like strong, like family energy. I feel like this person may see you move on and find a family, like our built family. So this could be like, friend group that you hang out with. This could be like your person. Because I feel like this person's meeting an emperor if you haven't already. And it's going to, again, like shock this person. They need to spend some time alone. They need to be the hermit, because this person just kind of feasts off people is what I'm getting. Wish fulfillment is the Empress. I feel like, I don't know. This feels like it's all going to turn back around on this person. They're like, oh my gosh, that Empress is my wish fulfillment. How do I strategize my way over there and have some type of new beginning? And Spirit then can intercept this person and say, well, we got to work on our functioning dysfunctions. And Spirit can't do that if this person is like getting what they want out of situations. Yeah, the hand of God is in this. That's why I'm looking up at Ramana. But I think he just said, you handed me the victory. You handed us the victory because you walked away. This person is paying attention now, or is gonna. Or I think this person also may lose something. They may lose a house or their fortune or like some type of, and we're not relishing in somebody else's pain, but I do feel like you took on the burden of something. This feels to me like several lifetimes, at least 3. And finally you've walked away and you're like, I'm not your punching bag. And you have to, I think this person, there's something about you being around this person that prevented their karma from coming in because you were there. Because they couldn't send it in when you were there. You had to walk away. And I think there's something about your lessons where you're like, even though there's love here, I have to walk away. I have to end the cycle. Because you're not being respected. Yeah, and I think you did. And so I'm hearing it again. You handed us the victory. This is like a spirit guide team. I don't know if I feel like it's yours. I don't know. It feels like it's yours, mine, and theirs. So maybe they work with like a lot of people, but they just said, you handed us the victory. They're keeping on saying that. Karmically, you handed us the victory. You are the hand of God. The hand of God works through you. But I also feel like there was something here and Spirit was like, jump. And like you did. And that was God. And like you trusted it. You made it out too. I feel like I did, yo. I feel like I did. Well, he's been arrested twice since we broke up a year ago. Yeah, it feels like there's things like that can come in now. So, yeah, secrets and lies, I just heard. Secret family here? Secret family? Did he want to have a secret family with you? But because this is like 10 of Cups. They want to have a 10 of Cups family for their happiness and their joy. So they want to split. This is the ass crack that we're examining now. This is the split. So they want to have one family over here where it's materialism and they like looked at a certain way. And then they want to have another family over here where it's their love and they want to have both. And it's just made an ass out of them because there's a lot of ass in this. Maybe this person likes your butt. I don't know. So yeah. Why did they say that? Oh, look, don't forget about me. I should have never let you go. You found out something about me. You're on my mind the most. And I'm frustrated with you. Boo. I should have never let you go. Don't forget about me. So for some, I feel like this person maybe like popped up on your radar because they thought you were getting away. And they were like, oh no, don't forget about me. And then somebody else did something because they found out something. And then maybe somebody reached out because then they knew that you found out something about them. I don't know how much of this played out though, because I don't know at what stage you blocked this person, but I think somebody here did actually block this person and they made an actual decision. And this is karmic. It's so important that somebody here like made a karmic decision to like, I think, cut off a message, like a messaging opportunity. This is so important for somebody's soul and like turning the corner. It's so important that they did that. Yeah, to find their own balance. And, you know, we've had the death card come out. This is Jesha, like that Gandanta point. This is notoriously like very difficult point here. Somebody here may have also like gotten away from this person, but it was at like, they had to start over in life to get over this person or to get rid of this person, to get away from this person. They had to like really start over. So they maybe had to sell all their stuff or like, this is karmic. There's something like karmic happening here. And you're turning a certain corner and that Gandanta point, right? It becomes the wall. And I'm telling you, that's what this soul wanted. This soul wanted a boundary between them. And there is a spiritual one now because it's like they turned a corner and they just took off and they burned a ton of karma, elevated themselves, turned a corner in their soul. And they're in like a whole different section now, like than this other person. Because they were like, are you coming? And this person was like dilly-dallying because they are having it both ways basically. And so this person cut it when they were like, see ya, and like just cut it and like got away. And so now there's like energetic spiritual barriers. Like it's going to take a lot for this person to get around. And I'm also kind of seeing this person was like holding onto a rope and like fell on their butt. Just like fell on their butt because they were like holding, and now they're watching this person and they're trying to get around a boundary and they're sensing that this person's angry with them. And they're also seeing that this person has received victory or they will. This is, I don't know where you're at in the timeline. And look, the Lovers is coming in and that's what's going to make them realize that something here needs to change. But something has been needing to change a while ago. And the uncomfortable truth about this person is that they're not very moral. So they didn't see that before. And there is something here about a message. Maybe they got a message. So this person could hear something about you. All this feels very karmic. It feels like spirit's taking this over. Oh my gosh, thank you guys for the super chats. Dee, thank you so much. And Emily, I blocked 2 of them recently. I did it. Cheers, y'all. Yo, this is so good. Yeah. And so somebody here though might tell them something about you. Like there's some type of message, but I feel like spirit's handling this. A secret message maybe? Or somebody could tell you. It's moon energy. So it could be like intuitive. You could just get this like intuitive hit. Somebody could tell you about this person. And that's going to maybe be a shocker for you, but I think you're going to turn the corner in your soul. So, anyways, okay, that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 2. I blocked one of them last night. Was it a red rope? Yo. Clinkety clanks. Okay. On that note, I'm going to have a little bit of my ginger ale. I am so proud of you. Like, I have no reason to be because I don't really exactly know everything about what went on. I may kind of do because I'm reading your cards, but I just feel proud of you. But it doesn't even feel like it's coming from me. It feels like it's coming from like Ramana or like your guides. Like you have a fatherly like spirit guide that's like, I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. I just knew. I just heard get out the way. I feel like they're bringing something in for this person. And it's just best that you're not around. Because, yeah, the timeline. I just heard the timeline diverged. And because of that, there's a lot of crack imagery. Crack. From Mean Girls. Say crack again. Crack. Yo. I'm seeing somebody get, like, wishboned. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like this masculine. I'm seeing somebody get, like, wishboned. There's a reason people don't do that. There's a reason people with wisdom and discernment and empathy don't behave in the way that this person, because they thought that they were just winning. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. But actually, this person, I'm just seeing them get wishboned. You might get a wish, maybe. or this person's wish kind of turns back around on them in some kind of way. Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here. We're done with pile number 2. Something is definitely karmically happening. It feels like, oh my gosh. Okay, well, actually, let me just say one other thing, because one thing that I noticed for myself is I was just thinking about this the other night. Whenever I feel like, okay, I processed through something and I feel like, okay, I know that I didn't get my justice in whatever it was, but I'm like, I'm just gonna put this down. I feel like I'm always guided like away from somebody, okay? Because there was this one person and I kind of followed them on social media. Like they have like a public platform and I was like, I have to get away from this person, even though like I love them and I wish that they could change. I was kind of like around them. We had a little bit of like personal interactions and I was just really hoping for this person to change, and they were not. And I was hoping that they were gonna apologize for doing something that I don't think they should have been doing, but also respecting their self-sovereignty. They don't have to have the same opinion that I have. And I was just like, you know what? I think that I need to kind of just move away. And I think spirit does that because, to be honest, and I'm just being very transparent, I would have taken maybe the wrong kind of joy out of that person saying that they were sorry and like repenting. I maybe would have fed off of that in a way that's not great. And so I think that like, at least my guides are like, listen, if you really want justice to move in, you got to move away, because this is not about like vengeance, you know? So it's not about you watching whatever's going on so that you can be like, yeah, like, you know, it's not about that. And we all have that like part in us. I think if we're really honest, we all have that part in us. And so it's, I think, good to just be like, okay, you know, gonna move away and let spirit do its thing genuinely for the highest and greatest good of all. And it's not about me or me getting my justice or anything. I'm just moving away so that the universe can balance itself out, you know? And I feel like maybe that's happening. Okay. So we'll put that up there. You're singing my song, Jess. It's not my job to love the potential into them. Oh my gosh, that was so beautifully said. I had to realize it's not my job to love the potential into them. Yes. Yes. So true. I was listening to something the other day, and that person was saying that a lot of us were taught that like we just have to be forever giving. And somebody was saying, I recognize with like overly nice people, I just automatically assume that there was an abuser in the home, maybe like for better or for worse. But they said, I just automatically assumed that there was some type of abuser in the home where they could never actually say what they really thought or like they really felt, or like they knew that if they put a boundary that it was just going to get trampled on, and that's why they're overly nice and not necessarily because that's what they're choosing to be. And I try to be respectful of that. And I was like, because I kind of do understand that, but I don't think I've updated my worldview to be like, I don't really know what went on, or like if you even feel comfortable that you could say an opinion to me. So yeah. Rachel, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh my goodness, I love your messages and the way your mind works. Oh, I'm thrilled to have caught you live on here. I'm thrilled that you're here as well. Thanks. All right. So if you just joined us, we just finished pile number 2, which is the mystic, and we're getting ready to go to pile number 3, which is the poet. Was that a giggle?
Yeah. When you said the mystic, for whatever reason, I heard the mistake.
I don't know if the mic caught that, but Alex, whenever I said the mystic, he said he heard the mistake. Okay. Pile number 3. Let me just put my lip gloss on. My lip gloss be popping. I ordered a lip liner. I've never like worn lip liner. I don't have it on right now, but I think I'm going to try that. And I'm going to see if I like it or not. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Sometimes pile number 3, it's always like the lip stuff. Oh my gosh. I am thinking, this was like a long time ago. I'm connecting this, and this might be relevant, but I don't know if you guys remember what started me off on like this whole lip gloss journey thing, which when I got that nasty lip gloss in the mail, but then I was too stingy to just throw it in the trash. And so I tried to just like manage my way around it. And then I ended up hurting the person that I love, who like looked at me when he kissed me with that on, like I had just betrayed him. Like for some, I don't know. There could be something here to do with that. But what's going on with pile number 3 though is like this entire time, I feel like pile number 3 has been like chomping at the bit to just like come out here. So why did they say or do that? There's something here about this person really like chomping at the bit to be able to say something. But then now that they're there, I feel like they're like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So it could be that this person almost like I'm kind of getting that energy. Like before we get into this of like why I did it, they're like, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, oh, it was bad. Like I shouldn't have done it. I know. Like, but for some of you, maybe it was that this person wanted to apologize. I feel like they came up short, or they were like really immature, and they looked at you in a type of way of maybe that you were like younger than them, or that you were sensitive or something. And I just feel like this person, they could have wanted to startle you or something for some. Okay, there's definitely something coming through with like a message, and I don't know if this has to do with you or not. So why did they do that, or why did they say that? It was some type of message. And again, they could have said it to you or heard it about you, but it could also have nothing to do with you. But it feels like whatever this was, there's like tower energy here, and it's like their world imploded. And yeah, I don't know. For some, like this person could have lost their job, or they could have. It could even be something like maybe this person got a phone call from their kid's school. Their kid was sick, and then they had to like dip out. Because I don't know, like a lot of people are asking about a lot of different situations for this one. Well, for all of them really, but I'm kind of getting that. So it's like on a gradient where it could be something like where it's just like, hey, sorry that I said that and it was weird. My mind was trying to process that I have to go tell my boss I have to leave, like kind of a thing. Oh, is this okay? Oh, I think we need to plug it in. It's under his little bed.
That's why it didn't get plugged in, because I didn't see it.
If you guys can still hear me, we're here. We just got to plug the camera in, which is my phone. Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, guys. Are we good? Okay. We're having a chat together. We'll just sit here and wait till we know we're okay. Okay, so if you're seeing a frozen screen, we're working on it. Okay, yeah. So they are seeing the blurred screen.
Yep. Working on it.
Yeah, Alex is working on it.
You can keep talking now.
Okay. You can hear. Okay, so I'll just keep going then. Okay, so but there is some type of tower energy, and because this is happening and everything just got blurred and frozen, maybe that's part of it. Because it could be a message, or it could be like maybe you guys were in communication and then something blurred. It could be their brain, or because something went wrong. For some, this person could have something like ADHD or something. So if something happened, it's like squirrel, and then they focused on that. And but it doesn't have to be that. Like I, for instance, don't have ADHD, but also I'm distractible. So okay, let's see. So for pile number 3, spirit, why did they do or say that? Oh, because you're their favorite. Because you're their favorite. I feel like, okay. All right, so you can't see this, but there's a card that came through from this card. It's a Kim Kranz card deck, and it has a reptile skin on the back of it. So it's giving like very much animal kind of nature. And I just feel like there's something here, like this person's base part of themselves loves you. Like you're just their favorite. But I feel like this person, there was like unequal give and take, or maybe even breadcrumbing here. This person's coming through and saying sorry. I almost feel like this person, I'm wondering if they're psychic, because this is also coming through very strong. It's almost like this person doesn't want to talk about that. I feel like somebody got through to this person, or they saw something, or something happened, and this person just realizes the error of their ways, and they're almost like, I don't even want to talk about why I did that, because I'm not that person anymore, and I've like moved on from that, and I want you to get to know me now. This is like a very strong message that's coming through.
We'll be right back.
Do I need to say that?
No, I mean, I just said it, so they should have heard me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm someone's favorite. Okay, we'll be right back. I think we got to start something over here.
I think you might be back. Are you back? Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're back.
Do I have to put it on mine, or?
Hold on. so you were on pile 3.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Sorry about that. We are back.
Let me make sure everything's good to go. Yeah, looks like you're all set.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to give a little bit of a recap. We're not that far into pile 3, and we've had this little bit of an interaction, but also that way we can just put the timestamp here for anybody that's joining us so they don't have to sit through all that. So in pile number 3 has been basically chomping at the bit this entire time in order to like wait for their turn, but they really have a lot that they want to say. And I feel like what this person wants to say is that they are sorry. And I feel like they almost want to get out in front of it. They almost don't want us to dip into that about like why they did what they did. They're like, oh, I know, like I did a bad thing. Like, they want to talk about it, but mostly they just want you to know that they're sorry, that they are, they were not that great of a person is what I'm getting. This person feels like I turned a corner in my soul. I feel like something or someone has been able to like reach this person, send them some type of message. They said something about you. They could have revealed some type of information about you. And then boom, it had this like tower energy, this like tower effect of like, oh my God, what was I doing? Why did I do that? I feel like this person had some type of like tower moment, honestly, like in their brain when they had this like reckoning and was like deeply ashamed of their behavior. And so they're sitting here right now and they're wanting to say like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what I did. And of course you would have questions. I'm kind of channeling this a little bit because I am wondering for a lot of you, if this person is psychic, it feels like maybe they just joined the party. They just joined the chat. It's like they kind of just realized I'm psychic to me. And this person is like, they're kind of being sweet. They're like, we can talk about that. Of course you would have questions about why I did that or why I said that. And it was basically because I was a child is what I'm getting. Like I came up short. And I think there was something about the way that they viewed you with the Page of Cups where they were not giving you enough credit. So they thought that because you were sweet and because you were fun and because you were like even casual or something when it was appropriate, like when you guys were getting to know each other or something, they like, I don't know, turned their back on that for some of you. And they were waiting for something, their ships to come in for like, it feels like money. Because I think that this person felt for some of you that they were the favorite of somebody here who had money and they were waiting for that to turn around for them. They were waiting for it to be chosen. I think like by this person, that's for some of you. That's why they said, or they did what they did. And that could be in a romantic sense. Cause for some of you, I do think that it is. If that's the case, I feel like whoever they were waiting on, I think that they were with someone else. I think that these two had, like an affair. And I think this person was sleeping with multiple people while they were sleeping with that person. And they were just waiting for this person to like leave their husband or their wife in order to choose them, in order to be with them, and give them some type of money. And they could have been playing stupid about that. It also could be though, that this was like a job situation. Like, so for some of you, they could have felt very strongly that they like aced an interview or something. And then maybe they got a message and they had to like move or they had to travel for their job. Some of you, that's it. And so they could have just ghosted or they could have, because they were trying not to get you to see something here about that, the truth. This person is saying though that like you were their favorite, like you were always their favorite. And for some of you, that might also be the reason why they did that or why they said that is because for some reason, like you were their favorite and in some way, and I don't know, maybe they had to like dip in or dip out or, I think that's somehow an answer to this question is because like you were their favorite. And so they were like waiting for something here to come in, but they're really, really sorry. It could also be that they received like a tower message and it wasn't something that they were waiting on. It could have been that there was like a child here. So for some, they could have found out that they were pregnant, or they could have found out they got somebody else pregnant, or they could have, I don't know, found out that somebody was pregnant. Maybe this is like a sibling or something and they have to move in with that person, or I don't know. There's some kind of message that brought some type of tower level energy, and they're sorry. I feel like this person's like really, really sorry about it. It involves a child. Either this person thinks that they were childish, the way that they sent you a message. For some of you, I think they were trying to hurt you actually, because there was like some type of plan and they thought like, look, you're showing up here as the Page of Cups. And then this person is like fancying themselves the King of Wands. And also like kind of the Three of Wands here too. So there's a lot of like fire energy here. And so they had put some type of plan in motion, I think, for some of these people. And it could have been, I don't know what the timeline is on this plan, because I think it might have been maybe for some of you, like before they met you or before they got serious with you, maybe they had interviews. Maybe they were like interviewing for a job. They had to go like 3 or 4 interviews or something. And they didn't know that it was going to pan out, but then it did or something, or it didn't. I don't know. But that's why they did that, is kind of what I'm getting. So they had some type of plan, and it could be that they had to go, look, they were anxious. It feels like they had to dip out for a second, or maybe for multiple seconds, and then like kind of come back around. There's like this traveling energy of like, well, I had to be over there for whatever reason. And then like I come back around you, but then I had to be over there. But then I had to come back around here. Like, I don't know. And so anxiety was a part of this. I think this person could have got caught out for being the King of Wands. For some of you, this person travels for work and they like hook up with people, but you were their favorite. And so they could have got someone pregnant. I'm strongly getting that. That's unfortunately like a repeat message that, and then they have like some type of responsibilities, like for a child or something here. So they were just afraid that you were going to be the Queen of Swords and that you were going to cut them off. Oh my gosh, the King of Cups. They were afraid of some type of competition. And for some, that's maybe the message that they got, is that there's competition here, because they were off on some type of joyride. They were off doing something else. And it's like I said, either this person got a job that they like really, really wanted. They could tell that they were the favorite. They could tell that they were the pick, but they had to kind of like wait, and either that did come through or it didn't come through. But it's tower energy, like either way. It also could have been, again, for some of you, this person was like trying to get somebody else's money because they thought, oh, I'm their favorite. And so I'm waiting for that to, and for some of you, it even could have been you. And I think this person, okay, so if you're the person that this person was trying to steal money from, I think you still could have, like, I think that there's a Born Sexy Yesterday kind of like, this person thought that you were not on to them, and that you had a sweetness and an innocence. And maybe like you sent this person a message, or it came out that this person was the way that they are. And now they genuinely feel bad. They genuinely feel sorry because you're a loving person and they did like you. Like maybe they didn't want to, maybe they shouldn't have done what they did, but like they did like you. They felt lacking. Yeah, it just feels like a karmic relationship because it feels that they should not have pursued. And maybe this person had somebody else like in the background or something, because the look at this energy. 5 of Pentacles poking out there in the back, lack of morality, lack of money. And then the Devil, wanting to chain yourself to somebody for status reasons. But this person's also like afraid that there was some type of competition here. And this is what's really sad. I almost said sick and twisted, is that we got the King of Cups here. So, of the competition, it's like one of these people is like actually a spiritual inheritance, or like you're a spiritual inheritance to them. There's actual like love. It's like soulmate. And then there's another energy here that's very conniving and like is the King of Wands. So maybe very hot, maybe very attractive, maybe very confident, maybe very like sexy, but strategic, maybe even like hot tempered or something. So I think this person's the King of Wands. I feel like they did something they should not have done, but this person knows that. They could also have known that you were starting something, that you were new in something, and that I think even this person feels like there was something about you that was like their purpose, but that you were spending a lot of time alone, but that you're a very fiery person in the sense that maybe you're very charismatic or you're very fun, or that you were in alignment with a dharmic energy where there's something that you had to do. So maybe you were in school, or you had to go complete your residency somewhere, or like you had to go on some type of trip, or like they knew that there's something that you had to do. And maybe that's when this person got conniving and they went behind your back and they were trying to go after this like other thing, this other person, and it had money attached to it, whatever it was. And they were very just conniving, very, very conniving. They're admitting it though. This person's admitting it. I might let this person say what they have to say. They're kind of just like waiting. They're just kind of like sitting with their hands behind their back. They're just kind of waiting to have a turn to like speak. I do feel this person is being pretty transparent actually, because they recognize that you need answers. There's something here about like a reconciliation with the Lovers. Okay, so I feel like that's you. But also for some, it's like this is a person from their background or from their past that they had like some type of lover situation with. But what I'm getting is that a lot of times the Lovers comes through for me as like choice energy, and especially like a moral choice. This person had some type of moral choice here, because I think somebody was like married, maybe newly married, and it was like a happy marriage too. Yeah. I think this person was keeping an eye on somebody from their past. Maybe this is you. I think this person does this. So I think that like whenever you were with them, they were keeping an eye on something from their past, but it's pentacles related. And it's a person here that was like they knew that they were this person's favorite. And I think that they felt this person had this kind of maybe born sexy yesterday kind of vibe that they could manipulate and be in and out. And maybe that's you. Maybe, I don't know. It feels like this person maybe travels for some of you and like, again, has like multiple stops along the way. They're just like, I don't know, the CDC's like arch nemesis. But then I think when this person got that or whatever, then they keep an eye on you and they see like what it is that you're up to. Yeah, they saw that you were single, like independent. You like look very sexy and you're doing well on your own. And I think that was a tower moment for this person. Why? Because they wanted to offer you something. They maybe wanted to work up to offering you something. There's that tower energy again, because I feel like you stopped their heart, like in a good way. Like they found you to be really attractive. You didn't need them. It makes sense why this person would be like almost like really attracted to that energy, because I think they are a bit of a gold digger. They're ashamed of it. Good. Yeah. So this person's saying, I'm ashamed of it and I'm going in. This person, I think it might shock you how blunt this person is. Where this person's just like, yep, I was a gold digger. This was like a man. And like, yes, I was. I'm ashamed of it. I was keeping a lot secret. I'm alone now. I'm spending time alone. I'm meditating. I'm like going within. I'm making amends. I have a lot of love for you. I'm also learning how to regulate my emotions. I put you apart. This person has a lot they want to say to you. Like you're the Queen of Cups. They're realizing you're not the Page of Cups. Okay. Like you're the Queen of Cups. You are actually very advanced in your cup energy. You're sensitive. Yes. And that needs to be honored. You're really sweet. You have a lot of love to give and you refuse to let other people and their shenanigans like upend your boat here. Yeah. They were sneaking around some type of a marriage is what I'm getting. And it could be that they're sneaking around the topic of marriage with you. So it could be that you were like, talking about it, but then they were being like slippery and weird. And then they were like sneaking off somewhere here. Yeah, Spirit was trying to give this person the higher cup. And I feel like the higher cup was you. And I feel like this person's actually acknowledging it. Somehow, some way, someone was able to get through to this person. Something that they said, like snap this person out of it is what I'm getting. Yeah, that they were being manipulative. And this person didn't want to see that about themselves, but they saw it. They saw, holy shit, I'm being manipulative. And maybe even that they were putting you in some type of weird competition. They put the Queen of Cups in a competition. And I'm not just saying that because it's like, she's a queen. Okay. So this is somebody who is like, you're not the page. So they put you in the entire wrong category, disrespectful. And it's because they don't understand like cups energy. They don't understand it. But also like the Queen of Cups is a very loving, very sensitive person that you should not be putting into some type of competition. Like if you just, they know that this person's like I'm seeing this person like, you don't do it. Like it's wrong. It's just objectively and morally wrong. And that's where I feel like, again, this person had some type of moral decision and they were very cold. This person was very cold and they were very calculating, very cold and very calculating here. I do feel like there was a push-pull within this person. I do think that they would like for you to know that. They didn't show it. Instead, they just chose to like take a blind leap of faith, but this was like foolish. Whatever this was, it was just straight like bottom of the barrel fool. It was not wise. It was not like, they know that they shouldn't have done it. They know that they shouldn't have done it. That they know that something that they jumped into was an illusion. I just saw this person like just run to jump into a pool, but there's like no water in the pool. And this person just like lands on the hard concrete. That scared me. I'm the one that did that and it scared me. Oh my gosh. I feel like, I feel like that's what they're saying is like, I was the one that did that and it scared me. That scared even me, you know? Yeah, and they jumped into some type of like new beginning. And then I feel like they wanted to rush back and maybe have an argument with you. Why? Because their fortune changed. I feel like their fortune almost immediately. I want to say this person's fortune changed from what they did. And now they're like really sorry. This person is like ashamed. This person's ashamed. They know that they were sneaking around. Possibly like you could have known this person in like a distant way, like a roundabout way is what I just heard. You could have known this person. This person could live on a roundabout, like a cul-de-sac. You could have known this person in a roundabout way. You could have been invited to their house is what I'm getting. And so this person knows that that's rotten. Like, yeah, there's definitely something here with the internet. This person just keeps saying like, look, I had an epiphany and I'm seeing things differently. And you have to keep in mind that this is a very manipulative person. They're extremely prone to it and they're having a bad time. And so I think this person, I don't know, maybe you feel like the virus is mutating. For some of you, you could feel the virus is mutating and that they're just learning how to speak the language of spiritual spaces or emotional spaces. This person's kind of feeling like they want to cry because of that. Because I think for some of you, legit, like, I think regardless, you should kind of, this person's crying, like in my mind, like they feel emotional, but I just think that you've lived through something with this person that you shouldn't negate. But I do think for some of you, this is legit. Like they have actually turned their corner around. Oh my gosh. They're like, thank you, Jess. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Like this person's like, thank you. Like, I just want them to know that. I just want them to know this. Because I think you might have blocked this person. This feels like the grown-up version of pile number 2 of like, they've already realized that something needs to change here. They know that they jumped into something that they really shouldn't have. And I think they fell like flat on their face. And they also think that they made you very nervous or that you were very anxious or that you had to stay up nights, you know, worrying. Maybe this is about money because maybe this person, for some of you, this person left you high and dry with some type of bill is what I'm getting. Like they just moved out of your apartment or something. You guys were splitting the rent. And then this person was just like, well, see you later. And then you were just stuck paying for everything. They know that they gave you some type of stress. And maybe they wanted to. Maybe that was like, again, this person is like, maybe that was part of the plan. Because, hold on. Why would that be part of the plan? Ew. I mean, it was just to like run over here to this Queen of Pentacles, which is maybe this married lady. There was some, what is this? I think the plan was for you to have a tower moment, like when you realized that this person was gone. And maybe when you saw this person like move towards this Empress lady. Again, somebody maybe who is married, maybe who has kids. They thought they were leaving you in some type of fantasy. Or they thought this was going to be a tower moment. They really did. They honestly did. I don't understand how that's strategically advantageous when this person's saying, oh, you were my favorite, oh, you were my favorite. To me, that's standing out as like, okay, because this person, they knew that they were this person's favorite. Well, I think they were also their favorite because they have money or like something that they could offer them. It could have been this person was going back and forth for a time too. I don't really like this. This is bad. No matter what way you split it. Oh, this person could have left you in like just a financially vulnerable situation because this person has money. And so then they thought that they were going to be able to offer you money. And they would be like, I know you have this like, here you go. And that you would be like, what? That maybe that would cool your temper. I think this person has learned through you that not everybody is bought off. I do not understand this. Because that to me is like unforgivable. Like, I just want to thank the Lord above that I don't understand this person's mindset, because I can tell that they like, it's the same thing that's coming out because I keep saying like, I don't understand this. And I think the cards are trying to make it clear for me where this person is like, it's somehow like they're strategizing. They're somehow strategizing. They wanted you to be in like a poor position kind of a thing. And grieving them. And I don't know. know. For some, it's like they just thought that they could leave their old life and that it wouldn't have to come back to haunt them. But there's shame, I think, for this person, and it's around like being poor or something. And so you kind of represent that to this person, maybe. I don't know. And I kind of think, the Lord, I don't get this. They keep saying it to me, but it still doesn't make sense. And I think it's because morally it doesn't make sense and emotionally it doesn't make sense. And this person was not coming out in Cup's energy. You were coming out in Cup's energy. And there's a wisdom to that this person doesn't have. This person understands fire. It's like competitive and selfish, and there's strategy here and womanizing, and somehow you were their favorite. But so I think this is what I think. I think that you were their favorite. And so this person was going to go get money here from somebody, and then they were going to offer you. They were going to try to come back like your knight in shining armor and give you something. While all the while they have this secret empress situation. This person feels exposed. So why are they coming through with an apology, Spirit? For breadcrumbing and for the past, for a child, for a family. So maybe some of you, this person left you with a child and they didn't help you pay any bills. And then they just ran off and started some type of new family with a new person who has money. And then they just did that. They don't like to think about this. This person doesn't like to think about this. Why are they apologizing? Because they know that they messed up. This is a person who very much knows that they messed up. This person may owe you money. For like, I'm kind of getting like the rent or like something big, like a car or like child support. It's like big. It feels like this person. And then they went off and like got money. Like, yeah, they were juggling. There's two situations here. They were juggling. And now they're saying that you're the wish fulfillment. But why are they saying that? I don't really trust this person. And I don't know if we're going to get an answer. This is a general reading. Like, they don't know what their options are. Okay, like, they don't know what their options are. They've been sneaking around you, and I think maybe your social media, in order to figure out what their options are. They've had some type of an epiphany about the situation that they're in and about how they're like immoral and spineless and not strong on the inside. But they put this image forward that they are like noble, or this is kind of giving like, I'm like family man, like, oh, I'm a family man. Meanwhile, what is this that they did? Also, I don't know that this family, if they had a family with somebody else, I don't know that that was built off of morality and like integrity and inner strength. But I feel like this person likes to admit that they have that. And I just don't, this person, I think this is driven by guilt, to be honest. I don't know that this person's really had a change of heart. It might also be driven by your reaction or by someone else's reaction. It could be that, I don't know. It could be somebody else's reaction here that told them where to go and that told them that this is like toxic and like a karmic relationship here. But I also think for some of you that they're tied to a person who's very controlling and wanted them for the same kind of statusy reasons. And so there's like, it's kind of cold and there's no love here. And so now they want you. Why is this person apologizing? They want to take responsibility because this person, it feels like they just wanted to join the winner circle. They just wanted to run and be like, oh, well, we don't think about that anymore. That was 1997. We don't think about 1997. But 1997, meanwhile, is a part of this person's life and it's a part of their timeline karmically that they're like living and responsible for. But they want to be like, nothing before 1997 ever occurred. I didn't exist before 1997. You know, it feels like that. And this person's ashamed and they're trying to take responsibility here. I don't know how this person could have been confused. Ego defense mechanisms are a crazy thing. They're just a crazy thing. I don't know how you could ever think that you were in the right or integral or moral or any of these things, or like a stand-up guy or stand-up girl, or like, oh, I'm just a family-oriented person. But it's like they buried it. They just buried it. Yeah, they just only thought about winning. They thought about like getting at the harvest. This person thought they were the shit, man. And they just tried to block off this argument with you because I think you were mad. It's either that you guys were having an argument and that's why this person left. Maybe you had an argument and then you had to leave somewhere and they knew that you had to leave somewhere. Because for some of you, that's a part of your story. They knew that you had to leave somewhere. And it feels like, I don't know, for a couple of weeks or something, but you had that like planned, or maybe this was like they knew that you had finals and that you had to, maybe you weren't like leaving somewhere, but you were unavailable for a while. Yeah. So they were trying to block off this, like, it feels like karma that's like hot on their heels, but this argument. So either you had an argument and this person was like, no, I don't want to be fair about that argument. Or I don't want to have it at all. Or they left and they know that that's going to cause an argument, that you would yell at them. They're hoping that you're going to be the bigger person here about this betrayal and maybe about some type of contract. Again, for some of this is like child support. They're hoping that you're not going to push it on the child support or something here. Oh my gosh. Leo, Venus, and Mars, performative intimacy and a bottomless pit of external validation. I'm just not sure that this person is like, they are watching you. This person's watching you like a hawk, I just heard. I think this person might be thinking about leaving a current situation that they're in, whatever this situation is that they built up like without you, but they want to jump onto your boat. This person's even like, I'm willing to have less money. Aw. I'm willing to choose love now. I think even part of it's because they think that there's some type of spiritual inheritance here. I don't know. They're seeing things differently is what they're saying. They're seeing things differently, but are they? What are they seeing? Ooh. Oh, like happiness and marriage and that they've got to work towards stuff. But this is a person, it just feels like empty words to me. I don't know. I think for some of you, there's a person here who's actually changed and actually like having some type of epiphany. I don't think that person will be in your inbox. Why do they do that? Why do they say that? This person knew. You know what? This person knew that they were leaving you in a bad position where you did not know the truth. And I think that in this person's new life, or even like with people that you know together, this person has lied intentionally and by omission in order to paint you as the bad guy and have people look at you like this. Like, they see how the two like bottom ladies there, they kind of look like, ugh, like, why did she do that? Like, they're kind of angry. Like, they just heard something here. The top lady looks kind of like she's like, it feels like they heard something. So I feel like this person, look, they're saying they're sorry. This person kind of knows it's inevitable that the truth's going to come out about them. Maybe somebody told them, maybe that's the message. Somebody told them that they were going to come tell you everything. And so this person's trying to get this. All this feels like to me is somebody trying to get out ahead of their carnage and their karmas here. So this person, I think, told many lies, or they let certain lies stand about you, where they didn't correct certain things about what it was that you guys went through because they knew that it was unjust. They wanted it to be unjust, and they wanted people to make an unfair assessment about you so that they could benefit and reap the harvest. And possibly with some type of at some type of party or celebration, they wanted people to look at you like you were bad or you were inadequate because this person has money and you don't have money, or because it's a lie. It's a lie that this person wanted the victory here. They are so manipulative. This person had like one-on-one conversations. They were unfair to you. They had a plan here. They think of themselves as being high and mighty. They do. Why did they do this? They just wanted to win. This person thought that you were the Queen of Swords. So make it make sense. This person, I'm catching this person out. You see, I feel like you've had this experience too, where on the one hand, they're like, oh, you're the Page of Cups. You're just this sweet, innocent, stupid little thing. And I feel like I can get away with pushing you around. Then all of a sudden they think, well, the reason I was lying about you is because I thought you were the Queen of Swords. I thought that you were angry, and I thought that you were strategic. And so I thought that you were, what they really mean is they thought you were going to tell the truth about them. That's what they really mean. Make this make sense. This is opposite energy. You cannot be both of these things. So, because I just get the sense that this person, whatever lies that they told about you or stood by while other people were telling about you that they felt they could benefit from because you were being like smeared is what I'm getting. They thought that on the one hand, they think you're this Page of Cups, and so you're very trusting and you would never have suspected them. So that's fucked up. And that's where this is. Because if you found out what this person was saying, doing, allowing to go on, then you would be mad. So this person is like lying to themselves. How is this? This is, they didn't want justice to occur. That's what I'm getting from this whole reading. Why did they do what they did? They did not want fairness to prevail. They did not want justice to occur. They did not want your side to be spoken or heard about because it felt like it advantaged them. If people hated you, even though it was false for them to hate, it was wrong. You didn't deserve it. They don't care because it advantaged them. Even if you could have had somebody else here, like lying on your name. And this person just like let it happen, even though this person was in a relationship with you or like knew better. They knew better and they did not stop it or challenge it or be like, that's fucked up. This person's a Page of Cups. This person's a Page of motherfucking Cups, don't you? And we all know it. All of us in here running our mouths are sitting here letting you smear this person as though they're the Queen of Swords. We all know that this person's a Page of Cups. And we know that it would be justice, wherever that went. It would be justice for this person to be angry and rip us all a new one. If they knew what was being said, or if they knew what I was saying in particular. This person knows better. Tower. Hierophant. They did not want to ruin their marriage. Is kind of what I'm getting. For some of you, this person was married. Or they wanted to ruin yours. For some of you, there could have been money involved in this. There could have been a bet or somebody, don't take this on if it's not. Like there could have been a bet or there could have been the Six of Pentacles keeps coming out. They wanted to be able to be on higher footing. They wanted to breadcrumb you. So they don't mind if your social capital declines because they feel like it's just easier pickings. What a fucked up person. That's what it is. Because they were trying to say it in a different way, but like that's kind of, they felt like it's easier pickings. They also didn't want somebody, okay, I get it. So for some of you, this person was like in a marriage or something like that. They know that you're a very moral person. They didn't want somebody to blow up their spot, that they were like married, because they wanted you to be a fool and like jump in with them. And I think maybe this is the boomerang where this person jumped in with a certain person and then like landed on their face. It's kind of what I'm getting. So for some, it's like if this person did stand up for you, it's like somebody here has dirt on them and they didn't want it to get back to you because it would have been, okay, I get it. This is like roundabout. This person was, this is a manipulator. This is a manipulator because we're getting all the way back around. And I said all of those things and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. They're so slick. This is a person that's very slick with their words and you cannot trust this person. Because they didn't want it to get back around. And also somebody here could have had text messages or evidence or something that they could have sent you. And then it would have blew your mind. You would have had like a tower here. And they wanted to keep you separate. They wanted to keep you isolated so that you didn't know the truth about them. So they allowed other things to go on and happen to you because, and again, this person, I literally cannot stand this person because the whole time they're here and they're like, I'm the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is noble. That's not what this man is. Not even close. Yeah, it's a functioning dysfunction. This person wanted this to just keep going on. And they were just in the moment. This is like devil energy of like doing the impulsive thing in the moment just to get away from like trouble. This person creates trouble because they're a liar and they're sneaking around. And I feel like this person, I don't think this person's faithful. I don't think they've ever been faithful. I think they're in something that to some people that they keep isolated somewhere looks faithful. And I think they've got other people that know that behind the scenes, they're thoughting and bopping all over the damn place. Okay. And maybe everybody doesn't know about every single person because I get the sense that this person travels or they're just in and out some way, shape or form. But they always try to, they cause a problem and then they get away from it. And then they cause a problem and they get away from it. And it's just this constant pile up of devil energy and just outrunning, just trying to outrun being found out or like if things get too heated or whatever, this person will just leave. So that they're always seen like this. And so that they're always like on the road to victory, according to this person. But really, it's a very anxious way of living. And I think something's caught up with them with this I just heard tower moment while I said the Wheel of Fortune, because I feel like Spirit is bringing some type of tower moment. And again, I'm looking up at Ramana. I just knew to look up at Ramana because, like, for those of you that came over from pile number 2, where it was like, I'm really proud of you. Like, this is the kind of stuff where it's like, Spirit's going to give you a new beginning. You are so protected. Spirit's giving you a new beginning that this person doesn't know about, and you're like really, really protected. And try as they may, this person is not going to be able to see the truth of that situation. And the truth of it is that you're really happy. Yeah, they're going to keep this person confused. They're going to keep this person confused. And because it'll be confusing to them if they're in this Knight of Rods energy where they kind of keep coming in and out, because they won't be able to kind of put something together here. And it's because this person needs to heal. And it's in some way they're keeping you protected by doing that to this person. And I think it's because this person is going to tell on themselves. Like if some way that it's going to show this Knight of Rods kind of thing, you'll be like, huh? That's not why I did that. Or it's to hold this person accountable, to make this person responsible here. Look, Spirit is flipping this, I just heard they flipped this on this person. They flipped this on this person where the way that this person wanted people to look at you, and it's very unfair and it's very unjust, and that's what they wanted. They didn't want you to have a fair shake. They didn't want your voice to be heard. They didn't want your side of things to be heard. They tried to control everything. They wanted you isolated here, because if these people, there's people here, and it feels like women, but if they found out, I'm spitting mad over here. If they found out, it would have been a tower moment. And then people could have started putting things together. If this feels like text messages, wait, did he text you this? Wait, yeah. I feel like this person was really afraid of like the thread. This is like the thread that you pull on that's just unraveling, because this person's like bad. This person's bad. And I don't believe it for a second that this person is sorry. I'm sorry. I know I was saying that at the beginning, that I think for some of you this person's changed. I think this person's just really convincing. I think they're really, really convincing. They're so good at bullshit, and they're so good at just avoiding justice and avoiding accountability, that this is a person where, like, when they feel like their fortune's about to change, when they feel like the dominoes are about to tip over, that's when they'll be, oh, like, hey, I just really wanted to apologize to you. And you would be sitting there because you're a normal person and you don't do this stuff. So you'd be thinking like, oh, wow, that's really big of you. That's really sweet. But they're trying to get out in front of some type of mess. But I feel like there's been a boomerang here where Spirit is trying to, Spirit has, like, the way that this person wanted these people looking at you and maybe had these people looking at you, now they're looking at him that way. And they're like, you need to take responsibility for yourself. You're out here doing the most. And this person's been like shamed and like has to move away, and they know it. Now they're like, I'm sorry. And I think maybe for some of you, this person feels like there's no way that this group's going to let them back in unless you let them back in. And I don't think you're inclined to. This is a real piece of work, this person. And also, again, I think for some of you, you are married and like you've moved on and you have like very strong boundaries. And there's something here that Spirit is like keeping secret about you, or like keeping secret about your situation or something. There's something here that Spirit is intentionally keeping secret because it's going to be the thing that gives this person away. I don't know, but Spirit knows what they're doing, because this is very much a karmic test. It's been a karmic test. Like, it feels like 17 times over for this person, because they just do a bad thing and then they try to outrun it. And then they do another bad thing. Never does this person ever think to themselves, perhaps I should not harm people. Perhaps I should not do the devil energy thing. If they want to do it, they just impulsively do it. Like, that's just who you're dealing with. There's something here. They really don't want somebody or multiple people sending you a message. And it could even be an apology message where they're like, hey, we're really sorry. This person was an asshole and was telling us a bunch of weird shit behind the scenes. And so, yeah, I feel like somebody here does not want that. There's something here about a message. So they want to send you a message first. Or for some, they do not want you to have a message that says, hey, this person's married. Just so you know, we done been around this person's wife or husband. They don't want you to know that. How upsetting. So this message is, why did they do that, or why did they say that? I don't know where you're at in the timeline. I feel like I've given you a lot of whys. Like, you have to kind of pinpoint where you're at, because this person essentially the why, because this person's so manipulative, we've had to kind of flush through a lot of bullshit layers of why. And it's because this person is kind of cluey. And for some of you, they're psychic. And so they just found out that they're psychic, unfortunately for everyone. And so they're trying to get out in front of it. That's why this person is super hyper manipulative. And so they're trying to get out in front of it in order to like frame something and like put something in your mind that they're not as conniving and careless and unempathetic and intentionally backstabbing towards you as they actually are. That's why they did it. They did it because they don't want information coming out about themselves. They don't want to like kind of cross contaminate. Like they don't want people getting together and talking about what their experience was, what they know. This is like a smear campaign artist. This is somebody who will smear people behind the scenes in order to make people in a group not trust each other. They'll really hype up competition. They never do the noble thing, but they are somebody who is like seen as noble. You know, they want to be seen as like being very integral, but they never do the noble thing. So all of it is facade management, basically. That's why. Essentially, it's because they wanted what they wanted out of a certain situation, and then they have to clean up their mess and kind of make sure that they're just perpetually outrunning karma is what I'm getting. This person's just perpetually outrunning karma. And it's a routine for this person. They have a foolish routine of being the Knight of Rods. That's why. This is routine for this person. And I think part of their routine, if I'm being very honest, is like they tell people that they're their favorite, or they make people feel that they're their favorite. It reminds me of the book, Why Did He Do That? The Player Abuser, where they have people fighting each other around them. And they have this way of making every person feel that they're actually the favorite. When in reality, this person is their own favorite. And they're waiting for their ships to come in from saying they're sorry. I hope their ships do come in. For some of you, this person knows that you're going to yell at them. Maybe they try to blow up your marriage. Maybe, I don't know. There's something here about a marriage and just also being immoral and possibly like ruining something. Like you had a Taurian energy around you. You had some type of Garden of Eden where your needs were met. Everything was golden, you know? And this could be a job for some of you where it's like, because always with the Garden of Eden, there's that quality of you give up a certain level of like freedom and independence, but you have all of your needs met. So this could have been a job where, I mean, you have to give up a certain amount of freedom and independence for 8 hours a day, but you have your needs met. And this was a comfortable place for you. And this person blew it up in some way. Either because they were sleeping around, dipping their pen in company ink, if you will, or they were spreading all these like lies. They made this a very uninhabitable situation for you. And it's not naturally. Karmically, you didn't deserve that. And that's what I'm saying is like this person, what they wanted was injustice. They wanted to tip the scales in their favor. They wanted it to be unfair. They did not want you to get to defend yourself. They did not want your side of things to be heard. They did not want you to be seen as their equal, as somebody fair. So they just facade manage their way straight into hell. And I think there's people here where spirits boomerang this. And now people are like, oh my God. Like maybe people are talking now. Maybe people are sharing their text messages. Well, what did he say? Did anybody realize that actually we never really gave pile number 3 a chance? Pile number 3, who all of us knew as the Page of Cups, so completely non-threatening. And we know that person is so sweet and fun. And like, they're always very sweet. And then this person was like, oh yeah, they're the Queen of Swords. And we just immediately believed them. And we didn't let pile number 3 speak for themselves. We should have given pile number 3 equal footing. However long this person was on a diatribe about whatever bullshit they were spewing, well, pile number 3 should have gotten that same time with me or other people to say their side of the story so that we could have fairness here, so that we can make some type of decision. But that was not the case. And this person was angling for it. They did it on purpose. They knew from start to finish that that's what they were doing. This is a really gross person. And I would not believe it at all if this person said that they are sorry, because they're not. And they will do it again. And this person's trying to make their Page of Pentacles into the King of Pentacles. Maybe by blocking somebody, like having somebody here out, like ostracized or something that should not be. So really gross energy. And at first I was like, oh, I think this is like a nice person. And then this person's such a smooth talker. Ew. I don't even care what this person has to say. I think they want to be seen like you, though. It could be that you've gotten out of this and you've cleaned up this mess in your life, and this person's like, now they want to be seen like you. But this person is just like a plague of locusts. They just eat up all of the corn. You know, they eat up all the fields and leave nothing behind, and they don't contribute to anything. This is just a very sad, disturbed, sick person. So that's why they did what they did. All of it has to do with they don't want some kind of message coming out about who they were behind the scenes. Really, this is any which way. This person does not want people talking with each other. They don't want people putting it together, because this is a person who very much plays other people against each other. They play it fast and loose too. And really, nobody should believe this person. So, okay. That was pile number 3. Ugh. Compassion, I suppose. Compassion. Why can't they leave me alone? Because this person doesn't like ever build anything on their own. They're just constantly like maneuvering. And if they decide that you've got something that they want, then they're just going to go at it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying like, oh, I knew he was going through depression and he did all that. Where's the equal give and take? Jesus, fix it. Fix it, Jesus. Okay. Spiritual bath after this reading. Yeah, be careful with this one too, because I feel like for some of you, you already blocked this person, so they can't really get through. Or they're really, I think for some of you, they're really, really afraid that certain people are going to come through and apologize, and they're going to tell you everything that went on behind the scenes, and they're going to say that they were wrong, that these other people are not near as bad as this other person. They're going to say they were wrong, and that they shouldn't have believed that somebody who is the Page of Cups could be the Queen of Swords. They should not have believed it, or like there's something responsible for that flip. And if you don't recognize that or get to the bottom of it, then you collaborate with injustice. That's really what it is. There needed to be an accounting. For some, it's like a money thing. It's because they just wanted they wanted to turn their Page of Pentacles into a King of Pentacles overnight. And that's either by like trying to dupe somebody into marrying them that has money, or by turning people against somebody, because like you had a Garden of Eden and they wanted to oust you from it. Anyways, I'm done with this person. Moving to the general messages. Narc priest to a T. Yo. And if he's in the chat, the entire coven, women in general, not only see you, but will continue to see you. And I love that for you, Dion. Yo. Okay. All 3 of them. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm just gonna high vibration myself after that. And now, Spirit, let us have a general message. Okay, I was told to grab this deck. So it says in August. Oh wait, are we in August? Yo, August. It's August 15th. It's August 15th. And then winter. So from now until winter, something here is a Baruin, I just heard. Something here is not an end. Something here is like not a death. It's not going to end. So if you're asking, is something going to end? Not from now until winter. It feels like now through the end of the year. It feels like no. There's not an ending. There's not a death. Something here's not going to happen from now until winter time. Why is this coming through? You're waiting for something. So you're waiting for something to come in. So I don't know what you're waiting for, but it's not coming from now until through December. Deborah, thank you so much for the super chat. Number 1 fan with the avocado. Yeah. I think you're wondering when you should take some type of move, but there's something here again, like something's not, an ending is not coming from now until winter. So do with that information what you may. Okay, so I just said what you may, and May might be a significant month here as well. So waiting for my drive, waiting for my fire to return. Okay, so what do you want to say about this time period, Spirit? 5 of Daggers. I just feel like it's not the time. Like you can't win here during this time. The truth is not coming out here. And then the 3 of Swords. So there's like betrayal, heartache energy. It's not a good time. I'm just kind of getting that it's not a good time because some kind of truth hasn't come out, or like It's gonna be May. Somebody said that in the comments. Justin Timberlake. It's gonna be May. What do you want to point out about this time period, Spirit? Yeah, it's stagnation. So stagnation in something that you're asking about or that's on your mind from now until winter. Because somebody is gathering the strength, the inner strength to take responsibility or to move away from something here. But I think that they've got to grieve and they got to spend some time alone or something. And that's either you or that's somebody else. And then it feels like things are going to move. And it feels like justice. Whatever it is, like that's the justice energy that's coming through. For some of you, I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune in my mind. So it's like this Wheel of Fortune energy that's kind of been trickling through a lot of the piles. And for some, there's like some type of justice energy that's going to come through. And it could be like, it feels like the scales are rebalancing. So for some of you, it's like you got something positive coming in and somebody's going to take responsibility for something else. But I think whoever's on the side of it that needs to take responsibility, and for some of you, it could be you. They might be moving a child away from this person, or like there's somebody here who needs to get away from this person in some capacity. Page of Cups. And this is my like, it just happened one time. So, yeah, somebody here's wrapping up a cycle. Maybe this is you that's like fully wrapping up a cycle, but something here is like very emotional. Whoever's very emotional about this, I feel like they're intuitive, but it's like very spotty. And there's something about a home environment that's just very unstable. Emotions and a home environment that's unstable because of some type of King of Swords energy that they're in. Okay, so, or if that's a job situation, then that could apply to like maybe like a work culture or something. I'm really thinking like Gemini season, June to like May, June might be when things kind of turn around. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Okay, I feel like there's happiness coming in. But it's not in the way that you thought that it was coming in. Where's this happiness coming from? From healing a broken heart. There is. So there is happiness that's coming in from this. There is. So some of you I just heard, hold on, it gets better than you know. Don't stop. Good Charlotte. It's not over. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, this cycle is going to close, but like, okay. And then you've got the Lovers coming in. And that's why I was getting like happiness is coming, but it's not coming the way that you think it was going to. Because you thought that it was going to be over here with this person, but look, these cups are absolutely smashed. And this is like a big obstacle here. It's like, don't go that way. Like that is the way of darkness. Use your intuition. Your intuition is going to be able to pick up on this, that things are not as they seem. And I think this person maybe has somebody else, or like there's a child, or there's something over here. You have the 10 of Cups that's coming in. It is like absolute happiness. It's the Lovers. It's the 10 of Cups. So hold on. And maybe for some of you that has to do with the time frame. Look, Spirit has a plan. Spirit has a plan. And it feels like it's going to quicken. Something here is like going to quicken. It's going to pick up speed. Once you end this cycle. Yeah. Once you're ending this cycle, trust us. I just heard trust us. Oh my gosh, Spirit has it. Spirit has it. Wheel of Fortune, Devil energy. Hand of God is coming in to address this. And I feel like, again, for some of you, if this is work, for those of you that are resonating in pile number 1, and maybe you felt pecked at or something because Spirit had to like nip at you, happiness is coming, money is coming, something here is coming. It's just not coming the way that you think. So once you turn that corner, and it feels like, remember in pile number 1, I was like, it honestly just feels like a weird time period where to me, it's like, I think it's just a couple of months really. But like if you were in that, and you were like, let's say you didn't have a job or something, that 3 months living it day in and day out, wondering like how long your savings is going to last. That's going to feel like an eternity, right? It feels like it's one of those kinds of things where it's like, really, if you turn this corner, I'm getting goosebumps. Like when you're turning this corner, it's not going to be very long, but it's going to feel like maybe it's a long time. But whatever it is, it's not the way that you think it's going to. Spirit is working its magic here. And I feel like if you're looking for work or something, like in this time period, again, it feels like a couple months, or again, like it's not maybe happening August through winter time or something, but it feels like there could be a, like you could get employment, you could elevate forward. There's a path forward. And it feels like it's a balancing out of the scales. And it feels like it has to do with that. Like there's been a lack of justice. Now there's going to be some justice coming in. But it's coming off the back of some type of very painful ending and grieving it. Grieving some type of very painful ending. And it has to do with like a split energy. So either somebody here's like living double lives. There could be some type of duplicity in terms of conversation, or Gemini is like very friendly energy. So it's like, well, I'm talking with your family, or I'm being very friendly because I want something. That's duplicit. So it's coming off the back of ending that. Re-examining the past. Yeah. Tempering yourself out, grieving. And then some kind of happiness is coming in. You're really going to stand out. You're really going to stand out for something here. There's a spiritual inheritance coming from ending this cycle, blocking something and turning away. And I think for some of you, it's a person, this like very deceptive person. And Spirit has been trying to get this person their karma. It's just they keep outrunning it because this person's like the Fool, but they're really good with their communication. They're really slick. And I think they're a bit psychic. And so they just get out in front of it and keep outrunning. But you have been instrumental, I'm hearing, in like catching this person. Like I'm seeing Spirit kind of catch this person in a trap, in a net, karmically. And I feel like you've been instrumental in doing this. And I just feel like you're going to be rewarded. In some way, and it's rewarded with happiness and love and maybe money. Because something about you and whatever you endured or like went through here, it just feels like it caught this person in their own net, in their own trap. They put their foot in their mouth. They stepped right in it, is what I'm getting. Something here about it. And so you're going to have a new beginning, and it's very protected by this person, or from this person. It's very protected, and it's going to grow into something. There's a spiritual inheritance coming in, but it's going to start small. But therein lies the way of happiness, and you got a 2 of Cups coming in. You got a 2 of Cups coming in. Cool. And for some, there's a child if you want one. So that's what I have for you. This feels like the wind is changing, doesn't it? It feels like the wind is kind of coming through in the collective. Keep in mind, I pick up on collective energies, and I read for people in personal readings, and like there are some people that are like ahead of this, and I can kind of see maybe where the energy is going to come. I just got goosebumps. Some of y'all are like real psychic, and I just get it. Like, thanks, Jess. Like I hear that sometimes. So I know that I've picked up on those people where they're a couple steps ahead. But like it feels like the whole bulk of the collective is actually like rising up in a certain, and it does feel like there's actually getting to the point of like karmic rebalancing happening here, because you're to such a point where it feels like Spirit and like your guides know that you're not backsliding into this karmic cycle with this person. Because I think it was up in the air. I think a lot of you have ended this, but it was kind of up in the air about whether or not you're going to fall back into this person's trap, if they were going to sweet talk you and you were going to believe it, and they were able to kind of reel you back in. But I think not only have you closed this cycle down, but it feels like you've gotten out of the gravity of this person. You're able to see this person for what they are. And some of you do have messages. I think some of you, this person might be trying to get out in front of it. They might be trying to send you a message to get out in front of something. And for others of you, I think that there might be like a group of like 3 people, like women affected by this person, or girlfriends, or some friends that you thought were your friends. And they might be trying to tell on this person and trying to come back and apologize and say that you were not treated fairly. You were not given justice in a situation. And thank you so much, Miss Smashy. Miss Smashy. Thank you so much for the super chat. I just feel like somebody might be trying to reach out to you. I don't know if they will though, because whatever this new path is on, you feel fully protected from like this past scenario. And I just keep saying it, but I think that's what your soul wanted. Your soul at the very most knows that it wants away from these people, away from the situation. It wants a new beginning. And I feel like that's part of your stipulation with spirit. You're like, they're like, and if you do this, like, what do you want? And you're like, I want away from this person. I don't want them to be able to reach me. I don't want them to be able to get in contact with me. I want this chapter done. I want it over with. I want people to not be able to mess me up. And I feel like spirit is going to do that. So they might be wanting to, some of these people are wanting you to know that they're sorry. That this was being said, that was being said. I think some of you are like, it's enough for me to know that certain things are being said by some weird people for less than noble reasons, but I'm moving away. I'm moving away. I'm moving away. I'm moving away. Like that's what I'm getting. Some of you might actually move away. I don't know. But energetically, it feels like that Gandanta point right at the end of Jesha where, yeah, I mean, you moved 2 degrees, but you popped up into like the entire next cycle. And you went through something really, really hard. And it's not like this person or these people who were disrespecting you. Because for a lot of you have that Jesha energy. Female Jesha energy is very much like somebody who does a lot of work and does not get respected for it. And if you worship Jesha, you get blessed. And I don't know what happens if you don't. But I guess maybe we'll find out together as it starts to unfold in some of these people's timelines. But so you got away from that, from being disrespected by probably a male Jesha type who maybe has a lot of money, maybe has a gravelly voice or something because it's K2. It's something usually with the voice. And they're womanizers and they use like a lot of women. But even if at their job, I'm kind of getting this person uses women. They probably have a lot of women around and they soak up women's energy and like effort in order to, and I just feel like you've gotten out of that. And I do feel like something here, you've pulled the linchpin and everything is going to change now. Truly everything's going to change. It feels like this has gone on for a long time, but truly everything's going to change. So just watch out for that. But thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hearing that from the spirit guides. Thank you. 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 Because you got out and now they can bring it. They can bring it. And this person can be held accountable. I really feel this person's hurt a lot of people. They've taken a lot from a lot of people. And I think that, yeah, somehow you were like the linchpin of this. And it's going to start turning around for you slowly because that's the way that the right side of things does it. They don't like for it to get all blobby. You know, negative Jupiter energy, which is what somebody wanted. But like if Jupiter grows too fast, too quick, it gets all misshapen and it's like a blob. So they don't want that to happen with whatever this is coming in. So, okay, cool. Cool. If my father's passing made one thing undoubtedly clear, okay, let me start again. If my father's passing made one thing absolutely undoubtedly clear to me is that I am psychic and a seer in dreams too. So much clarity. The clarity hurt more than the passing of dad. I became whole. Yo. That is so true because like I feel like I have visions and I see things, I trust that more, and a lot of times that is much more painful because the truth can hurt, you know, and the truth can set you free and it can piss you off and all that stuff. But yeah, I agree. All right. So, all right. Just keep an eye out for the fall launch of our candles because that's coming soon and we got some really cool, very, very cool things coming. There's one thing in particular. I don't want you guys to be like, you said there was cool stuff. There's some cool stuff. We got some new scents and be on the lookout for that because we're going to launch that soon because we're getting ready to go into fall season, if you can believe it. But we have our full line of candles out now if you're interested in those. And we also do the ritual candles and everything is super high quality, 100% soy wax, no additives, clean wicks, all the cleanest stuff that we know about and can find. We have used it in our products. So if you're interested, we can drop. I wanted to mention this too. Dang it. I forgot. I was going to mention this at the beginning, but if you're in America, okay, so let me just like take this off the general messages. I usually like to keep this channel pretty like politics free, but there are certain things I just feel like are very, very important to mention. And if you're in America, there is a bill that they're passing or that they're bringing up in the House soon. And Alex can drop the link for that because he has like the name of the exact one. And basically it's going to stop the U.S. from supplying bombs to Israel that they are using in the genocide against Gaza. And I just feel very strongly about this. And so I did just want to mention it because I know a lot of you probably feel the same way that I feel about that. And if you live in America, I know that there's a lot of things to keep up with, in the news cycle. But if you take time to call your representatives, I feel like this is really one to call to ask them to be in support of this bill. And we will drop that below the link. Yeah. So thank you. Free Palestine. Genocide is always wrong. Empire is always wrong. I say that as an American. And I just need to say that. There are certain things I want to be absolutely clear on, and that's one. Because only 14% of the aid even gets into Gaza that is needed. And anyway. All right. Well, I think that's all I have for you here and now. Thank you for listening to me, and thanks for being my people. And we have a Patreon reading coming up tomorrow for those of you that are on Patreon, and it's what regrets should you let go of? So there's that one, and I think I'm going to go. I'm going to go get some food. Thank you for everybody that's given super chats and who supports me on Patreon and through the super chats and just through showing up here and sharing your energy and your lovely thoughts. So, okay. Bye, guys.